understanding women and increasing your dating success starts with Donovan Sharp's massive collection of award-winning books and courses. Get off to a fast start and jumpstart your masculine renaissance with the 49 Laws of Sharp. The 49 Laws of Sharp is the perfect quick start guide for any man new to this community looking for the answers that keep them up at night after a bad experience with a woman. So many men ask themselves, why did she cheat? How could I not see this coming? Why did I miss the signs? And how can I avoid this in the future? The 49 Laws of Sharp will answer these questions and many more. This will give you a rock-solid foundation upon which to build, develop, and cultivate your newfound identity, and put you miles ahead of your competition. Most men have never had access to this valuable information, let alone understand and apply it. But the 49 Laws of Sharp will give you an unfair advantage over men and women. This treasure trove of valuable knowledge is available in audio, video, ebook, and paperback. Next, supplement your newly acquired foundational knowledge, supercharge your dating life with Donovan's 25-hour course, How to Master the Game. How to Master the Game will teach you the ins and outs of the player life, overcoming approach anxiety, identifying women who you want to approach, text game, first date principles and logistics, avoiding the friend zone, and so much more will be covered extensively. Also included are the bonus podcasts that will cover how to dress, Tinder game, and much more. Put simply, How to Master the Game will turn you into a stone-cold assassin with the ladies. Available in video and audio format. If you're not the kind of guy who wants to live the bachelor life, or you've had your fill of the player life and are looking for something a little more fulfilling, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up is a must. Donovan's 5-part, 7-hour audio course will show you step-by-step how to find, cultivate, and sustain a solid, healthy relationship. Everything from selecting the right woman, to coaching and correction, to what to do between the sheets. How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up will guide you through the entire process of building the kind of woman you want and need. The strategies and techniques in this course are exactly what Donovan does in his own relationship to this day. And he is living proof that women can be beneficial to men provided they have the right instruction. And finally, the ultimate weapon all men are looking for in terms of being able to read and understand women, Donovan Sharp's revolutionary, one-of-a-kind course that has been called the cheat code, Womanese. Womanese is the first and only course of its kind that gives men the raw and honest truth about what women really mean when they communicate verbally. Womanese translates female communication with shocking accuracy and has changed the dating lives and relationships of men the world over. So many men have avoided disaster because of the preciseness and sheer volume of material in this course, which contains over 600 translations. How cool would it be to be able to see through a woman's BS and act accordingly right then and there, rather than getting blindsided when it's too late? What would it be like to have the ability to read a woman like a book based only on what she says? These abilities will be at your disposal with Womanese. Women won't be able to lie to you, cheat on you, deceive you, or take advantage of you. The time and money you'll save pays for the course almost immediately. Womanese is available in video, audio, ebook, and paperback format and can be purchased one volume at a time or all at once. Men in his community often state that the best investment a man can make is in himself. Donovan's extensive educational materials will take your life to the next level. And the only place you can get this life-changing knowledge is tsracademy.com. Link in description.
I'm about solutions. You need to get in shape, you gotta get your money on point, you gotta understand female nature, which means inevitably you're gonna have to learn game.
When a man understands women, it's like an automatic switch in our mind that says, okay, I know he has X, Y, and Z personality trait, and that's important.
You can deal with discontent constructively, and that's what I will always tell guys to do. Be creative, be productive. How do guys find their purpose? Go in one direction and keep going.
You sit there and you wallow in your own goddamn self-pity. It doesn't help you one little bit.
Every man in here has the potential to be great, but you guys can do things in your own lives. If your life sucks, make it unsuck.
Donovan Sharp is like Sylvester Stallone assembling the Red Pill Expendables. Everybody you could think of from the manosphere who you would ever want to learn from in person is going to be in the same place at the same time on the same bill in Miami, May 19th through the 22nd. Meet them, talk to them, learn from them. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Nothing can stop me.
Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I'll follow. No
Bobbledy, bobbledy, bop. We are back. We are back. We are back. One love to the CIA, the confident, intelligent ass niggas out there. I'm going to catch hate for that one. My confident, intelligent, assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies in the building. Of course, this is probably a bad look. I don't give a shit. This one is for Kevin Samuels. This is that's right. So it appears that Dev is trying to kill me because she bought me not one, but 2 Red Bulls.
Man, I was crashing.
Today.
I was crashing. I needed some, I don't do Red Bull, I do Monster. 0.
You're a Monster
sugar.
person?
Yeah, 0 sugar Monster. So it's twice as bad for you.
Okay.
And, yeah, I had to pick some up on the way.
You know, the interesting thing is that you actually, you wanted to know if I was getting a life insurance policy before you went out and got these Red Bulls.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I think
Yeah,
that
so
would
the
be a
fix is
smart
in.
move.
The fix is in. The fix is in. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this, the 853rd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, sexism, discrimination, and hate speech. It is Wednesday, May 11th of 2022. It is good to have you guys in today. As always, we are streaming live simultaneously to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, DLive, Rumble, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K to SharpStream, which can be downloaded for free on Android or iOS. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. I am on my game today. Holy smokes.
Yes,
wow.
You are, sir.
I have a fantastic, fantastic show in store for you guys today. But as I say every day, there is good news and bad news with that. The bad news is that the best part of the show will not be on YouTube. The good news is that you can still watch the best part of my show anyway. And that, of course, is by downloading the SharpStream app. You can download it absolutely free. Absolutely free. No money on the app, on the App Store or on the Google Play app. So when shit gets real, you can get your ass on over to SharpStream and not have to worry about me getting shadow banned or canceled. Clearly, I'm not going to do that on any platform but my own, which of course is SharpStream. So if you want to watch live for free, download the app because you're not going to find this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, Library, DLive, BitChute, Teachable, or Kajabi. Did I miss any?
Nope.
Guess not. Guess not. But keep in mind, guys, keep in mind that while you can watch all of my premium content live for free on the mobile app, that does not give you access to the replays. But not to worry, for less than 16 cents a day, you can get access to my entire catalog of my play-by-play dating show breakdowns. Love is Blind, F-Boy Island, Temptation Island, 90 Day Fiancé, Labor of Love, Too Hot to Handle, Love Island, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and now The Ultimatum. Gentlemen, I have dissected 13 seasons worth of dating shows, which is a shade over 1,000 hours of content. Think about that for a second, guys. 1,000. 1,000 hours of surgical play-by-play analysis on real-world relationships in real time. $5 a month, guys. That's all it takes. You can either become a Patreon member or you can subscribe to SharpStream. Now, Patreon is for those who want the dating show breakdowns and the podcast versions of my daily live stream, which is, of course, SharpStream.
Patreon is for everybody.
Patreon is for...
Sorry.
Patreon is for those of you who want the dating show breakdowns and the podcast versions of my daily live stream, while SharpStream is preferred by those who primarily want access to the dating show archive. I would recommend becoming a SharpStream member at some point because Patreon could cancel me too. So if you want access to this treasure trove of content, search your couch cushions for the 16 cents, quit being a cheapskate, and sign the fuck up. So you're off to a rousing start, interrupting me and all kinds of stuff. So the lovely and talented Devin is in the building. Devin, how are you doing today?
I am good. I'm good. It's been a long time since I've been on the air with Donovan, so pardon my interruption.
Pardon my interruption. How are you looking on screen? Yeah, I was going to say, take a look at, I want to make sure you're not blown out on YouTube. It'll come up here in a second. Of course, I am in the building, Donovan Sharp. As you guys know, the elephant in the room, of course, is the death of my longtime friend, one of my best friends, the late, great Kevin Samuels. He was an absolute fucking legend. We are going to get into, you're good. We're going to get into the main topic But what we are going to do is we are going to discuss. We're going to do sort of like a rapid fire type of deal. Devin is my show producer, so she has sent me. You have sent me a bunch of articles that are apropos, etc., etc. Before we do that, let's pardon me. Let's address this super chat here. So James Barris with the $5 super chat says, "Hey, I'm new to the manosphere and I'm confused. Is that your girlfriend or your wife? Is she a single mother? Did she adopt? Getting conflicting reports."
Does it matter?
It does matter. It does matter. No, Devin is 100% my girl. Actually, you know what? Stand up. Just so, because clearly he has watched the documentary. So apparently Devin is obese. You can see clearly she is not. Turn to the side so we can all get a look at your nice sized tits. There we go. There you go. Oh, stop it. So this is Devin. Devin is my girlfriend. We've been together. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary. She is, what are we doing?
The blanket got caught under my
Oh,
heels.
okay. Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have not adopted anybody. And listen, shout out to James Barris because he came straight to the source to ask me rather than assuming that what he saw on the documentary was true.
We have adopted 4 cats.
Yeah.
If that counts.
Yeah. Well, you had 2 dogs when I met you, so I guess you're a single dog mom? I don't know. You don't like the dog mom?
I don't like the pet parent thing. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of weird. At any rate, I appreciate James actually asking what the deal is. No, Devin is my girlfriend. We are not married. We don't have it. We have how many? We got 2 cats. We have 4 cats, 2 dogs, a gerbil,
a
bearded dragon, and a bunch of fish.
We lost 2 fish today.
What? Which ones?
2 of the new ones.
Oh, that sucks.
The algae eaters.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Arthos, Parthos, or D'Artagnan?
No.
Damn, that sucks,
they're
dude.
still alive, but I think that they overate because we got these fish to help clean the tank, and they did a really good job. But I think that they overate.
Yeah, they probably burst their bellies. Yeah, you know
or
how that goes.
Or maybe I should just change the water.
That's probably
Yeah,
probably a good idea.
I know, but why be productive when you can be entertained and lazy?
Yeah, I mean, look, man. But at any rate, I'm glad that James. You said you're getting conflicting reports. You got to come straight to the source. I would also highly recommend maybe checking the court records because if we were married and we did adopt, all of that is public record. So feel free to check that out. Yeah, Desmond Montgomery says there's a documentary. I actually like to call it a mockumentary. It's almost a mockumentary, a documentary. The idea of the documentary was to stop the very first CME. Mm-hmm. He failed miserably. He thought he was going to try to stop the second one, but how many tickets do we are almost sold out of CME tickets.
Yeah,
we have how many?
We have 3 left.
3 tickets left
in person.
We have 3 in-person CME tickets left. Until we are completely sold out. If we sell any more tickets, we're going to have to change venues, and it's too late in the game for that.
Yeah, so we pretty much have outperformed Vegas so far.
Yes. Yes. And so, there will be legal repercussions coming for your boy. Geo Blacklister says, yesterday Adrian Payne paid the price of being a white knight with his life, and I don't hear women talking about that. Look that up for me, Dev, because I don't know anything about that. While Dev is looking that up, let's go ahead and start with today's rapid fire article breakdowns. So the very first article you sent me, single mom Kelly Clarkson almost broke down at her nanny's moving Mother's Day gift. Okay. Kelly Clarkson is grateful, the article starts, for her nanny's thoughtful Mother's Day present. The 40-year-old singer and single mom revealed in a new interview that she, quote, almost broke down last Sunday when, and on her Mother's Day, her family's nanny presented her with a very special gift. I literally almost cried. Like, she walked into the kitchen and was like, hey, for Mother's Day, I'm going to give you the gift of time, and you can do whatever you want, Clarkson recalled to Extra. Clarkson shares her 2 children, 7-year-old River Rose and 6-year-old Remington Alexander. Jesus fucking Christ. Remington Alexander with her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock. The pair finalized their divorce in March, splitting after June 2020 after 7 years of marriage. Basically, Clarkson got fat, and he probably cheated on her. So, Dev, what did you think was the significance of this particular article?
This made me laugh because the nanny goes, "Hey, employer, for Mother's Day, I'm going to do my job." Surprise!
How can you celebrate Mother's Day if you're a nanny?
Well,
doesn't really count,
nanny
does it?
said that she's going to give the mother the gift of time. So you go do whatever you want. I'll take care of the kids. But that's her job to begin with.
She literally almost cried. Does that count?
No, it doesn't. It just seems like a humble brag that she has a nanny.
Yeah. That's I mean, I humble bay and I'm a cleaning lady.
Like I'm a mother. I don't mother, but I'm a mother. So happy Mother's Day.
Yes. Zachary in the chat says Remington Alexander, strong pro wrestler name. That's also a very strong adult film star name. I like that. Remington Alexander.
Remington is good.
James Barris, $2 super chat says courts don't lie. Facts. Court records don't lie. Desperate wannabe content creators do. Just never forget that.
Remington would be a good name for a dog. You think?
Yeah, maybe.
Or a gerbil.
Oh, a gerbil. That'd be a good name. I'm thinking of the name of my next gerbil, Jamal. What do you think? Jamal or like DeAndre? No, I'm serious.
No,
I think
it's got to
be
be J''Amal.
Okay, I like that. Okay, very good. Baker, you are not late. You are just in time. Let's go to this next story here. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. That was two. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Oh, wonderful.
So, Mama June supports her daughter, Alana, Honey Boo Boo Thompson, 16, dating a 20-year-old. She's all grown up. Can you believe Honey Boo Boo is already 16 years old?
Yeah.
She's already 16 years old. It's almost like that show. Like, I remember when that show was at it. I mean, basically, it was Red Bull and something else. Red Bull and Mountain Dew, that was her go-go juice.
I don't know. It wasn't my world.
Okay. Anyway, the article states, Mama June Shannon is defending her 16-year-old daughter, Alana, Honey Boo Boo Thompson's relationship with a 20-year-old. If Olivia's 14, if she turns 16 2 Januaries from now, if she were to be dating a 20-year-old, I think that I would probably kill the both of them. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, that would not go over well.
That's a little weird.
And I definitely wouldn't be co-signing off on it publicly.
Definitely not. It says Shannon, 42, opened up about the criticism of Thompson for dating Draylon Carswell in an interview with 2Fab published on Tuesday. Yes, I've met Draylon. They've been together for over a year. So he was 19 when she was 15. Oof, boy, that's a little scary.
My
Yeah.
dad would have locked me up and not let me out until I was 18 if I tried to pull that when I was young.
Yeah, people need to realize that she's not going to be that she's going to be 17 in August, and that Alana's older sister, Pumpkin, and Josh were the same age as they were. She's getting a lot of hate because she's in an interracial relationship. Oh boy.
Well, wait till you see her picture.
So she's in an interracial relationship. Now, this is a big-time teaching moment. And this might be good news for white guys. So here is a picture of Honey Boo Boo and her boyfriend Draylon. Yep, that's him. That's Draylon. Now, it's interesting. If you were to imagine
what he looks like?
I'm talking.
So.
If you were to imagine a girl telling, yeah, back when I was 16, I dated a black guy who was a 20-year-old, probably wouldn't imagine someone who looks like this. Now you can speak.
He looks like one of the pigs on Angry Birds.
Not exactly the most masculine of men.
Yeah, the hairdo's a little strange.
I mean,
but yeah, so
they look happy
with this article. Oh, they kind of are in the same SMV range. So
Yep. Wow. So Honey Boo Boo got a boyfriend. He's 20 years old. He actually doesn't even look 20. He looks like he's about the same age as her.
Yeah, and so the big argument the mom is having is that everyone seems to view Honey Boo Boo as a 6-year-old, and she's not. She's a full-grown woman, is what her mother said, or she's a grown woman.
What state do they live in? Because I know the age of consent is 16 in some states.
I don't know, but Honey Boo Boo's always been fat, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The go-go juice.
Yikes.
The go-go juice. Wait a minute. I'm looking at pictures of... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, she doesn't look... Is that her? This looks like... Oh, those are her other daughters.
Yeah.
Those are her other daughters. Okay. Wow. Hold on. Okay. Moving right along. Wow. So listen, good for Honey Boo Boo. She found love apparently. So whatever.
Yeah, but 16 dating a 20-year-old, that's just... And the fact that she's a celebrity too. Oh, well, Honey Boo Boo dates a 20-year-old. Why can't I?
Yeah, never ever base your life decisions on celebrities. Our next story comes from looks like Sex, NSFW. So this guy.
It comes from Too Afraid to Ask.
Too Afraid to Ask. Okay, says, do some women intentionally do things to make their man angry so that the sex will be better? It says, my girlfriend recently admitted that some of our past disagreements she set up on purpose because she believes that the sex is better when I'm angry or annoyed. She also made the claim that most women do this. I was curious as to why this is the case. Pardon me. He said, edit, this blew up way more than I thought it would. To the people who went through to my post history, yes, this is the same woman. Uh-oh. Yes, I'm aware that this is very emotionally manipulative, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what are your thoughts on this? Is this what bitches do or what? Like,
yeah, no, I think this woman's a psychopath, man. Like, I would never intentionally get somebody angry just to make the sex better. I mean, the sex must be terrible.
Well, listen, man, all girls love rough sex. It just sounds to me like he wasn't smacking her ass and pulling her hair and calling her name. So she decided she maybe could make him do it legally by pissing him off and then maybe getting it on.
Or maybe, like, she's got some major daddy issues or something where she can't get off unless somebody's pissed off at her.
Oh, boy. Yeah, either way, yeah, this girl, this relationship is definitely not long for this world.
Oh, yeah, all the advice is like, this is toxic femininity and, like, you know... Like,
the bitch has, listen, maybe it is, but it sounds to me just like you said, she's got daddy issues. Either that or she was in an Evisuba, spelled backwards, relationship.
There you go. You hit it on the head.
Bingo. Bing bong. Slam Bright, $5, says, you've either got to be brave AF, stupid, or both to be a black man hooking up with an underage white girl just asking to have an accident. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, all of the states where the age of consent is 16 years old tend to be states that are a little more southern. And listen, man, you know, southern white people don't like it when niggers date white girls. Boy, that made you very uncomfortable. See, I'm black, so I can say the word nigger or nigga or nigra. But yeah, that's a very, very good point. Being a black dude dating an underage white girl in the South is definitely a recipe for disaster. Draylon, be careful, fam. Be careful. Rebel Wilson says she went out with 50 people in a year. I went on some dates with some billionaires and also some people who had nothing. So tell me about this story, Dev. What's going on with Rebel? Now, she used to be fat. And now she's not.
She's lost a lot of weight. So she's rediscovering her newfound attraction, I guess, by hitting the dating market. And she said the previous year she went on like 50 dates with people of all socioeconomic ranges.
Yeah, of course she has.
I went on some dates with some billionaires and some like regular Joes.
Stop.
First of all, was there a pandemic last year?
Stop. None of this means anything, okay? None of this means anything. Here's what this means. I went out with 50 people in a year. Translation. You know what the translation is, Dev.
I had sex with 50 people.
Bingo! Rebel Wilson used to be fat, and now she's not. And you know what happens when fat girls get thin? They don't know how to act. When Rebel Wilson was fat, nobody wanted to bang her. But now that she's not, people want to bang her. Listen, man. And yeah, Jay Blaze in the on the YouTube side says still not good looking. Yeah, once you are fat, it's very hard to be sexually attractive to someone who is no longer fat.
Hot girl summer,
all that good stuff. Rebel Wilson, it starts. Oh, look at her trying to be sexy. Oh boy. Shared a unique way of vetting people she dates. The Pitch Perfect actress appeared on Betches Media. Jesus Christ. With Jared Fried and Jordana Abraham, where she spoke about her dating life. Though she is currently happily in a relationship, she shared that she spent 2019, that's before the pandemic, when she coined her, quote, year of love, going on more than 50 dates in cities like New York, LA, and San Diego. Her year of love. Yeah, so it sounds to me like she basically added 50 bodies to her notch count.
Yeah, that's very round number too.
It's probably, well, if she says 50, it's probably a lot more than that. Yeah, if we do the math, it's probably closer to maybe, what, 750, 850, something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Hey, man. Hey, I mean, I'm glad she lost weight.
Hey, man, at least she's owning up to 50. That's pretty brave.
Jesus Christ.
She's so strong and brave.
She's so strong and brave. Yeah, exactly.
So wait. On the article, there was one more funny thing.
Okay.
It says that she had the FBI do a background check on someone that she hooked up with
Oh,
a
yeah.
dating app.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Which
That's
I didn't
doing
know
too
the
much.
FBI did things like that. That's our tax dollars at work. And apparently, he had an assault charge. So it's a good thing that the FBI is there to do her favors. And they said, anytime you need us to look up someone to do a background check, just let us know, Rebel.
Yeah, newsflash. Today's modern women, it is a turn on if you have a record. Okay? 50 years ago, if you had a criminal record, you were automatically disqualified. We know that today's dating market is completely fucked up. It's upside down. What's up is down. What's right is peanut butter. What's left is Albuquerque. And so if a bitch runs a background check on you, well, tell me about your assault charge. You know what the answer to that is? Wait, that's the only one you found? I promise you, she will drop to her knees. Augustus Balmustus, $8, says, dude looks like a broke black mouseketeer. Wow. A broke black mouseketeer. I would say that's very interesting. Anything to add to Miss Wilson being a rebel?
Oh, no. I just can't wait to see her in Trainwreck 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Oh, wait a minute. That was Amy Schumer.
I know.
They all look the same, don't they? Fat, blonde with a bottle of liquor. Jesus. Who knows? Who knows what the hell? Kyrie Irving rips women with OnlyFans accounts during a Twitch live stream rant. So, of course, the Brooklyn Nets got swept unceremoniously by the Boston Celtics. So Kyrie Irving has a lot more time on his hands. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Kyrie Irving was spotted playing Grand Theft Auto Online on a live stream on Twitch. Fans in the comment section immediately noticed that he was looking pretty high. To make matters a little more controversial, Kyrie went on a rant about the adult platform OnlyFans. Fuck out of here, bruh. That's how you know I'm getting tired, when I start telling myself jokes. As you can see, I just been running around this whole time doing y'all gotta chill, man. Yo, if you have an OnlyFans account, I have no comment. None whatsoever. I have no problem with OnlyFans. None. You won't get my debit card, though. I'll tell you that. You won't even get a free subscription from me. I'm sorry. I have no problem with it. Don't get me wrong. That's not for me. It may be for you. You know what I mean? Keep the tissue papers off your nightstand. What the hell does that mean?
You know, like when guys masturbate and they use tissues?
I haven't jerked off in 8 years.
Well, apparently it's a reference to where men put their spunk after they're done.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I've never done the nightstand with the tissue thing. We're talking about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving makes zillions of dollars per year. What the fuck is he going to spend money on OnlyFans for when he could just pick an Instagram model on his phone?
I know,
Like, that's not a big deal,
I know.
right?
And not only that, what he said was pretty funny. It has nothing. There's nothing negative in there.
Well, it's not the negative, but it's true. It's true. He basically doesn't have respect for OnlyFans bitches.
And so, like, right after he said that, he was like, oh, wait, I shouldn't have said that, and ended the stream.
Kyrie Irving is a different type of dude. He's a flat earther. I knew that there was no way he was going to get the vaccination just because Kyrie Irving, I think a lot of times he tries too hard. He tries too hard to be different, to be kind of the contrarian. His act it wore thin in Cleveland. It wore thin in Boston. Now he's in New Jersey. Listen, man, he's in Brooklyn. He's the best ball handler in NBA history, but he's also Uncle Drew. So I will give him credit for that. We did. Yeah, the last day we were in Atlanta. It's the best movie I ever saw because it was the last day I was in Atlanta. Holy cannoli. Okay, so it's time to get. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not risking anything there. So it's time to get a little bit more serious. This is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, this is.
A lot of you guys are seriously going to get pretty pissed off at this. But as you can see, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram reports that a wife fills her husband's phone with child spicy movies in plan to get custody of the kids. I don't know why it says okay. Cops say Oklahoma. Okay, there we are. An Oklahoma man was arrested after hundreds of images of bleep were found on a phone that belonged to him, but it was all part of a scheme hatched by his wife, investigators say. The wife, 33-year-old Lacey Hucks, and her friend Hucks. You never find people whose last name is Hucks or Huckleby anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line.
No.
They're always in Oklahoma or Texas or Alabama. Angel Moore, 44, are accused of working together to frame the husband according to arrest affidavits. Investigators believe Huck's plan centered around gaining custody of their kids. It had to do with her getting her children back. Garvin County Sheriff Jim Mullett told McClatchy News if they could get him out of the picture, then she thought she would get her children back. On April 18th, Hucks drove her accomplice, Moore, to the Wynwood Police Department, gave her the incriminating phone, and asked her to make a report according to an affidavit filed May 2nd. Moore turned over the device, telling the police that she had seen Huck's husband using it to look at bleep at his Garvin County home. The phone was handed over to Garvin County deputies. On it, they found hundreds of images of bleep, documents say. Huck's husband was placed under arrest, but investigators became suspicious when the phone he had on him, his current phone, had no similar content as the one Moore gave him. Investigators got a warrant to search Huck's phone and discovered that she and Moore knew each other and seemed to be friends. Phone records showed that they had communicated about making the police report prior to April 18th, an affidavit said. Moore said that she had previously did not know Hucks, but in an interview she told the deputy that Hucks had encouraged her, even coached her, to deliver the false report against her husband. Devin, what are your... listen, Dre Raven on the Sharp Stream side says this is diabolical. What are your thoughts here? This is incredible.
Yeah, this is pretty much one of the most evil things I've read in a long time. A couple thoughts that I had initially was, what did the wife do that was so bad that the husband had custody and she thought she had to do this in order to get the kids back?
It's incredible, man.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. Second of all, how do you even go through and find those images? I mean, you've got to be a sick individual just to even find that stuff to put it on a phone.
It's incredible.
And so is she going to be arrested, or is she in jail, or did they say what happened?
Well, let's continue to read. Moore admitted that she was never at the husband's residence and never observed him with the phone, the affidavit said. But Hucks had described the home to her. Moore stated that she thought she was doing the right thing for Hucks. Through further investigation, deputies learned that the images on the phone had been downloaded months earlier in December, all within a few days, documents said, and they all appeared to be screenshots from the same website. The husband told police that he hadn't seen the supposedly incriminating phone since October or November, but, quote, didn't think too much of it because it was not his primary phone and did not have service. Moore was arrested on charges of conspiracy and knowingly reporting a false crime, documents read. Hucks was arrested on the same charges, plus an additional charge of aggravated possession of child bleepography. Good. This is one of the few times where a woman... So it really takes... It takes a crime of this magnitude to get a woman arrested, because we know women make false accusations all the time, and when the accusations turn out to be false, almost nothing happens to them, almost never.
Yeah, do people think that what you do online doesn't leave a trail?
Here's the thing. Women are so used to just making accusations towards men, they automatically assume, rightfully so, that we're just going to take their word for it. Hey, here's a phone with some bad stuff on it. All right, well, let's arrest him and throw him in jail. She honestly thought that would happen because chances are it probably would have.
Ugh.
Unbelievable.
And I could see, first of all, it was on a phone that wasn't even in service. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's very disgusting, and I feel really bad for their kids.
Oh, my God.
Because if she's willing to do this to manipulate to get custody, imagine what she's doing to those children.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Yeah.
Perish the thought. Now we come to our main topic of discussion. I'm going to be opening up the phone lines here momentarily. So one of the guys we bowl with actually told us about this. You would have found that anyway, but looks like this is on the source. It says, looks like Vivica Fox said that Kevin Samuels' death was due to, quote, karma. One of the 90s most prolific actresses, this was 3 decades ago, showed no love, was lost when speaking on the death of self-proclaimed relationship guru Kevin Samuels, who passed away this week at 56 years old.
Nobody can get his age right.
Nobody gets his age right.
Everyone is like...
56,
this has
57.
To be true, and then nobody gets his age right. Not even the New York Times.
No, Kevin Samuels was 53 years old when he died. Okay? 53. Kevin Samuels' birthday was March 13th, 1969. 2022 minus 1969 is what class? 53. Well, how do you know, Donovan? Because I booked his plane ticket when I flew him out here for a one-on-one with Donovan Sharp, which you can watch on yesterday's episode. Anyway, the cause of death has not yet been revealed. Many of his opposers, particularly black women, have had mixed feelings about Samuel's passing, with some being outright callous about the death of Samuels, who was very critical of single black women who are still looking for relationship advice. Veteran actress Vivica Fox appeared on her show Cocktails with Queens, Jesus Christ, where Fox did not hold back about speaking about Samuels after death. Fox said, "This man was a hypocrite, in my honest opinion. He really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African-American women on a constant basis."
Wrong.
Fox then pointed out details of Samuel's death, saying, quote, "I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out into the world. That when karma comes knocking at your door, she might know." So karma's a woman now. "That she might not be so kind. So the fact that he keeled over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality, rest in peace." You know what? Let me just say this. Black women are some grimy bitches, man. Yeah. Black women are I swear to God, black women in America, they're the only group of people who believe that the death of a black man is because he spoke out against a black woman in some way. Black women already have an overinflated sense of ego. Black women actually think that there's some sort of force out there, you know, like there's some sort of black woman ghost out there killing black men who speak ill towards black women. Now, if there were such a ghost, it certainly didn't kill Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels was black women's best shot to really be anything. What are your thoughts here?
I'm not familiar with Vivica Fox. I actually had to ask who she was yesterday.
Yeah, she's 50 Cent's alpha widow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what this is just a regurgitation of the black woman talking points, or the detractor, should I say, talking points of Kevin Samuels, who never watched his show and doesn't understand. See, a lot of people sensationalized that he gave advice to black women, but he gave advice to all women. It's just black women just called into the show the most. I mean, it's not like he said, only black women call my show.
Well, no, it's not like he said that, but he was talking about black women.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, Kevin Samuels talked about black women because black women needed to be talked about. They were feeling some type of way. Listen, hit dogs holler.
And it was his goal to try to reunify the black family, from what I understand. He wants women to be married before you carry. You know, if you can stick it out with your baby's father, do that. You know, like it was actually good advice. Like, I've never seen anything hateful come out of his mouth. And he's held back. We've seen him hold back.
We've seen him hold back and pull his punches.
Either of us could. So,
listen, check this out. Black women are allergic to the truth. Okay, Coach Greg Adams said this on on the 6 a while back. The kryptonite of the black community is the truth. Women don't listen. Women can't accept the truth as it is. Black women, black women are so averse to the truth that when a truth teller actually passes away, they cheer in his victory.
Yeah, and it's really backwards that, you know, and we saw this in real time, when the same advice comes out of the mouth of a white man, they sit up and listen.
Yep, there you go.
When the same words come out of the mouth of a black man, they shut you down and insult you.
Well, the reason for this is because black women are raised to not have respect for black women are raised to not have respect for black men. It is what it is, but that's okay. Black women don't have to respect black men, because the best and brightest black men are seeking pastures with other races of women. So, and by the way, if you'd like to call me up and tell me to shut the fuck up about black women, the phone lines will be open a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Let's go to this next article. This was very surprising. I was very, very disappointed at this. Black Sports Online, which is run by Robert Littal, he usually does pretty good on his fact checking. But for whatever reason, I guess, I mean, a lot of people say that he's doing this. I think he's probably just doing this for clicks, whatever the case may be.
He has to be.
He's got to be. Because he doesn't know. I need you to really stop talking over me, Devin. Thank you. Because as a black man himself, my guess is that he probably I can't imagine that he didn't do his research on this. So it says, according to the late Kevin Samuels' friend, he died a broke man, heavily indebted with less than $1,000 in his bank account, and his family is planning to set up a GoFundMe account to give him a befitting funeral. This is shocking if true. This is not true. 3 weeks ago, Kevin bought a watch for $120,000. Would you like to know how I know? Because Kevin used to show me all the videos of the watches that he'd buy, and he was into buying appreciating product. This again is they're trying to throw dirt on Kevin Samuels' name. We don't even know if that was a woman. They want to say Kevin was gay and that he was broke and that he was no good. Your thoughts?
He was supposedly with a transsexual. Supposedly.
There you go. That's how you say it. She's from Florida, guys.
So this information didn't come from a friend, and if it did come from a friend, all they had to do was Google GoFundMe, search GoFundMe for Kevin Samuels' name, and you can see that there is not a GoFundMe for his funeral expenses. Second of all, if they can't have access to his cash, that's because they don't understand how his business is structured, and maybe an attorney.
Why would his friend know what his bank balance is?
Exactly.
Why would his friend know what his bank balance is, dude?
I mean, he wears more on his body than $1,000.
Of course he does. So, listen, Kevin Samuels was worth $4 million when he passed away. I think his expenses will be covered.
So this triggered a bunch of articles saying how well are YouTubers really doing financially, and all this stuff, like how much money do YouTubers really make, and all this stuff, and it's really disgusting to me how you can just go and make up stuff about someone you don't know, and it's been really strange this past week for us because we've seen misinformation come out in real time.
Yeah, and we knew him personally. So when this kind of stuff comes out, I'm like, dude, where are they getting this stuff from?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
They can't even get his age right.
I almost didn't send you this article because it's upsetting, but there's just so much junk going on and speculation, and it's so disrespectful and it's so disgusting that it literally, I've gotten sick because of some of these articles. It's really gross. And I get it, Kevin Samuels, everyone wants to say that, because not very many people could live up to the advice that he gave, then his advice must have been trash.
Right.
But for this website to put this in a headline is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, I think it's reprehensible. Robert Littall, you're better than that.
These comments, the quote in the article, are speculation comments that I've seen on Reddit.
Unbelievable. Sith Lord Entertainment, $10, says Vivica says this, but is single, no kids, no husband, and will forever known to have eaten 50 cents groceries. Foolish. Yeah, she did eat his ass. She ate his ass, yeah.
Ew.
That's a nasty bitch. Shane will win, $10, says Vivica Fox equals she belongs to the intergalactic highway. Women like this have to make everyone miserable because they are. Sign language to a T. Jada Legend with a $5 super chat. I don't know why he erased that, but I greatly appreciate it. Desmond Montgomery correctly points out that he bought a car. He bought a car a while ago when he was with Brittany Renner. Actually, he bought that car before he dated Brittany Renner. Before. How do I know? Because he FaceTimed me when he bought it. This is the interesting thing. There aren't many people who knew Kevin, and for those of you guys, and Heather's been she gives me sort of the state of the channel. She says, yeah, there's a lot of people who say that you're sort of a Johnny-come-lately. You guys weren't friends. You're just doing this for clickbait. No, guys, I knew Kevin was one of my very best personal friends, and I am confident in saying that nobody. And I mean nobody, it's not even close, had Kevin Samuels on his channel more than this guy. I've got 87 videos. With me and Kevin Samuels on the same screen at the same time. We had known each other for 6+ years. We were good, close, personal friends. We met, man,
Kevin's been in our car.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, dude, I've got what do you guys think? I photoshopped this picture behind me?
I took that picture. It's not Photoshop.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Well, I know it's not Photoshopped. Jesus Christ.
Fine.
Oh, boy. Devin likes to flex. Average Man Unplugged, $10, says, I didn't know till now. Me and Kevin shared the same birthday. I was born in 85, and there's a content creator named Mocha the Blueprint celebrating Kevin's passing on YouTube. Please cook that bish.
Not worth
Hopefully she calls in. Jada Legend, $5, says, these German Shepherds just mad because they can't handle the truth. No, they cannot. Let's go to the next article. So this is the article that we are going to, I'm going to get you guys' opinion on this one. So Melissa Alvarez, a few days back, wrote an article entitled, What Can We Learn from Kevin Samuels? The, quote, high-value man has unexpectedly passed away at the age of 56. So two things jump out at me right away. She put high value in quotes, which connotes that she does not believe that he is high value. Black women, just because we're not trying to fuck y'all does not mean that we're low value. It's so funny how black women always talk about niggas that don't want them. We're either gay or we're low value or our white girls are fat. Clearly, the only thing fat on this white girl are her titties. Your thoughts on this high value in quotes?
It's just a real good way to basically dismiss him.
Yep.
And set the tone that, hey, this guy isn't what he says he and others should be.
Right. Kevin was worth $4 million when he died.
And it should be celebrated, the fact that he's a self-made man. Like, he worked his butt off. He specialized in so many different things. He worked his way up the corporate ladder. He worked his way into Hollywood, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
And to say that he's not high value, it's like they're saying that his suit is like a costume that he puts on.
Oh, no.
And it's like, have you ever met this guy? Because
I've never, dude, I think I've seen him out, not in a suit, maybe twice. I don't
know. I've seen him. I think first time on your stream he was wearing like a hat.
Oh yeah. I do remember that. Augustus Palmus, $10, says Vivica belongs to on the concrete portion of an urban development. I think that's probably too good for Vivica. Ostrike says, if I had rude, replaceable guests, I'd insult them too. What do they expect? Wow. So let's go ahead and go through this. Now, this is interesting.
Because that's not Kevin Samuels.
This is clearly not Kevin Samuels. What do you think that this article is trying to do with this picture?
Trying to say that he's gay.
There you go. This is their indirect way of saying that Kevin was a homosexual.
Which discounts him.
There you go.
What, so now, but this
Even if he was.
But that's not homophobic either, right?
You can't have it both ways.
I
These
don't
bitches want it both
understand.
ways. Kevin Samuels was an image consultant. It says so on his website. The article starts. He stepped into the relationship and dating advice space not too long ago by making YouTube content. He emphasized the idea of a high-value man. He gave men advice on how to become who he deemed to be high-value and let women know how they can attract them. He was notorious about telling people about themselves. So are a lot of people.
That's why people called in.
In the worst way. He pointed out their flaws. He told people, mostly black people, when they were punching above their weight. He told people who called in with him that they were, quote, average at best and that their standards were too high. People turned into his channel to watch normal people get hit with a dose of reality. He'd tell a single father of 4 multiple women who happened to have a low salary that he couldn't obtain the woman of his dreams. He'd let him know what his sexual market value was. Yes, if you are a man with 4 kids by 4 different women, you're not going to have the woman of your dreams. According to his following, he kept it real, very real. So it said according to his following. So again, she's not basing this on what she observed. She's basing this on what she heard.
Right. Salacious.
Honestly, a lot of what he was saying was true to a certain extent. So she's not completely dismissing it, but to a certain extent. If you're a woman who's trying to attract a high-power man, you most likely can't come with any baggage. Okay. And you probably have to have model-esque looks. Okay. Look at Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Amber is conventionally attractive. She was also very young with no children when they met. So yeah, we can point out instances where Kevin's advice would be applicable. Interestingly enough, she used a celebrity relationship to prove his point.
Well, I mean, if she used like her next door neighbor, nobody would know.
Of course not. And by the looks of things, it looks like Melissa Alvarez, like most black women, is overweight. So she can go fuck herself. Let's see. This is funny. He claimed on numerous... Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. In my opinion, the issue with Kevin Samuels was that it's hard to determine what his intentions were. You want to know why it's hard for her to determine what his intentions were? Because she didn't watch the show.
Right.
Kevin always told people, I am pro-male, I am pro-black community, I am pro-black love, I'm pro-black marriage. He said this all the time. Shout out to the confident, intelligent, assertive men in the chat. One love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. Okay? Watch the show. Was he on a mission to let everyone know that their standards are too high? Well, if that was the case, he certainly accomplished that. Was he trying to help men become, quote, unquote, high value? Okay, so Melissa's ignorant because she said, quote, unquote.
Ignorant.
Oh, that's right. I do have that. Wait, hold up. There you go. You is... Ay. Was he trying to prove that all of the dating stereotypes we know are true? It's hard to tell. He claimed on numerous occasions that he was trying to help people, but his channel was a farce.
Tell that to 1.4 million followers.
It was clear that a lot of people he interviewed were delusional. Yes, they were. The chances of you marrying a billionaire when you are perfect catch are still slim. Do you see what she's doing? She's going with the extreme example. No one's trying to marry a billionaire. We're talking about high value men. So which is it, Melissa? Is it high value men or is it billionaires? So if you're anything outside of perfect, the odds are not in your favor. He did not say that you had to be perfect.
No.
He just said that you can't be fat, you can't have a bunch of illegitimate kids, and you can't have a fucking attitude.
Fit, feminine, friendly.
That sounds pretty clear to me. Am I wrong?
It sounds reasonable, but apparently it doesn't fit today's standards. I don't know, man. We're living in a time where abortion is considered birth control. So.
Okay, let's not get off key. We are in a clown world. We'll
Yeah.
get to Myron for that. She says it doesn't take a genius to realize that. Then what the fuck is the problem, Melissa? If it doesn't take a genius to realize the obvious, then why were all of his callers delusional? Unbelievable. I almost think that Kevin Samuels had no real purpose but to entertain. Let me stop right there. The purpose of this, and this is a business, let's make no mistake about it. You have to be educational and you have to be entertaining. Now, you can be entertaining without being educational, that's fine. You cannot be educational without being entertaining. Right. Kevin was both. A lot of people like to say, I am both. Okay? So, what is he supposed to apologize for being entertaining? Like, no, that's what he had.
Entertaining, nobody would watch.
Come on, man. His teachings attracted a lot of incels. Here we go.
What?
His teaching. Now, I watched this show. I'm not an incel. Right?
Incels aren't looking to date.
Well, here's the thing. Incels is the same thing as the quotation marks used to disqualify. His audience wasn't shit because they were incels. So if there are 1.4 million incels, and if they were such incels, why were they super chatting him $3,000 or $4,000 every night? You're an incel, you got all this money. Why not go out and buy the box?
Right.
He attracted a lot of misogyny. His videos didn't paint black people in the best light. No shit. The way the black community reacted to the black women on his show didn't paint us in the best light as a whole. This begs the question, what good did he do? That is a very good question. What good do you think Kevin Samuels did?
I think that Kevin Samuels made people think about their expectations and their past decisions. You can't go back in time. And a lot of women think that, oh, well, I've met this guy, I'm pregnant with him, okay, I'll have his kid, but then he's not good enough, I'm going to find another guy, but not have his kids, and have him raise the other guy's kids. And that's the standard operating procedure for a lot of women in pretty much all the communities,
yes.
Let's be honest.
Yep.
And I think that what he did was he said, hey, the traditional family, a strong traditional family, has generations of good things to come after it. You know, break the cycle of, single motherhood, break the cycle of divorced families, at least, let's show each other how we can do this right.
Yes, absolutely.
And, he said that on his, his Clubhouse or something, or his Facebook group, that he's gotten couples met and married.
Yep. Dennis Sperling, for one.
Really?
Dennis Sperling, lawyer. He's not an incel, clearly.
And there are just as many women out here that say, you know what? He was right. Well, maybe I can adopt something from this. Maybe when I take this approach to dating, I'm not going to say, okay, well, he makes $75,000 a year, and I want a guy who makes at least $90,000.
Right.
Let's take a step back and let's check ourselves. If you're 45 years old, you don't have the same dating prospects,
market value. Yep.
Yeah, as a 23-year-old, kind, quiet woman.
Right.
And it's important to I think the biggest thing is the fit, the feminine, and the friendly. Like I said before, those 3 qualities in a woman can get you very far in life.
It's a superpower.
It really is, and it's a lost art at this point.
Daddy Dame with the $5 super chat says, I think as these modern women get older, Kevin's message will age better than they will. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Jabri Williams, $5, says, there are those who don't care for Kevin, but making GoFundMe scams to profit off of his name. Yeah, we expected that.
Yeah.
Cryomancer with a $50 super chat. Holy smoke. Says, didn't paint people in the best light, so what about World Star? These are self-inflicted wounds. This is the problem with the black community. We glorify fuckery, okay? We glorify fuckery, guys. We glorify fuckery while we tear down people who are constructive. Kevin Samuels was constructive. Kevin Samuels was a revolutionary. But when 2 bitches are kicking each other's ass in a New York subway, it's all over World Star.
Yeah,
make sense.
It's not like he was calling up random women, putting them on screen and making fun of them. These women called in because they wanted his take on things.
And to be seen.
Right? I mean, they're brave women. I wouldn't call into his show.
Shit, I wouldn't call Kevin. I was one of his best friends. I wouldn't call the goddamn show.
I could already hear it. You're 45, danger zone.
You know what I'm saying? Ask me what my dress size is. I'll be like, I don't know, Kevin, I gotta go. Calvin Baldwin, $5, says, she got so fat she can go fuck herself. Damn, you're cold. Yeah, well, she appears to be. Divine Photos, $5, says, if modern women don't like what Kevin Samuels was saying, why were they watching and calling in the first place? Kevin never forced them against their will. Of course not. Of course not. What good did he do? Make people aware that their self-esteem is too high? Isn't that a bit hypocritical? How is that hypocritical? Kevin Samuels, hold on. Hypocritical means that he was advising people, you're not practicing what you're preaching. Kevin Samuels says, dress better. Kevin Samuels dressed well. Kevin Samuels says, always always strive for high value. That's what he did. Kevin Samuels said, be intelligent, be confident, assertive, and intelligent. Right. Kevin was all of these things. Why would making people aware that their self-esteem is too high, why would that be hypocritical? At this point, she has no idea what she's talking about. She's just talking. This doesn't make any sense.
And she's wrong, because he didn't do that. He didn't make people aware that their self-esteem was too high. He made people aware that their expectations and that their dating market value was too high. Now, that has nothing to do with self-esteem. I have okay self-esteem, but it's not going to change the fact that I'm 45 years old and I don't have the same options as a 18 or 23-year-old or something like that. It doesn't affect my self-esteem. My self-esteem is going to be the same because
it comes from self.
Right. Like I'm okay. Like I'm never going to be young again. Like good luck. So it just doesn't make any sense that he wasn't breaking people down. He was pointing people out, say, hey, okay, these expectations, let's bring it down to something that's attainable so that when you attain it, you can find happiness.
Yes.
Not be forever unhappy trying to reach something that you can never, ever attain.
Kevin fought for the average man. That's really one of Kevin's overarching messages, is that the average woman does not want the average man. But there are so many more average women than above average women. So 80% of women are going after the top 20% of men. And what Kevin said was, like, you bitches out here, you guys got the dating market fucked up. What, you can't date or marry a construction worker who makes $60,000 to $70,000 a year, who's honest and nope. Yeah. They all want the ballers. Kevin Samuels has been married and divorced twice. I'm not one to judge, but I would more readily go to this man for divorce advice than relationship advice. This is funny. Here comes the sign language. The shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. Women, only females do this, is they point out someone's failures as a referendum on his advice. And I've used this example before. Who's the greatest shooter in NBA history, Dev?
Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry. Is it accurate to say that Stephen Curry has missed most shots he's taken in his NBA career?
Yes.
Of course. But would you point out the fact that Stephen Curry has missed most shots he's taken in his NBA career as a way to disqualify him from teaching people how to shoot?
If I wanted to drag his name through the mud, I would.
But that's exactly it.
Honest, no.
Yes, of course. And this is what David West tried to do. I had to check him on that shit. He's like, well, he's been divorced twice, so you can't tell me. No. Succeeding through life has more to do with what not to do than what to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Kevin did. He told people, listen, these are the things you need to do, but he really told people, and that's really what I do, as I advise men on what not to do. Yes, always be increasing your value, always be striving for the next mountain, but the main things I tell people, I teach men, stay out of the potholes. Stay away from loose women. Stay away from women with tattoos. Don't date gold diggers. Stay away from. Don't do this. Refrain from that. So the fact that he's been divorced twice would probably make him an expert on what not to do.
Yeah, you and I have both been divorced, and we both learned a lot from that. It's like, okay, I know what I'm not going to do, settle for, or put up with in a relationship. So, I think that's very disingenuous as well.
Yes. This article was written in bad faith. It says, now, how to have a successful relationship. He was teaching people how to lure people in. Or better yet, tell people what, quote, high-value people are attracted to. We can all do this. Maybe we can, but we all didn't do it. That's why 1.4 million people subscribe to his channel. It's so funny. Everyone wants to discount. Well, hell, anybody can do that. Well, if anyone could do it, then anyone would do it. But Kevin did. We can all determine what's generally more attractive. Kevin Samuels feels like a lot of projection, if I'm being honest. He berated single people with children when he was one himself. He wasn't too keen on people with prior significant relationships, whether they be a baby mother or a father or former spouse. He harped on people with health issues, including people who didn't work out. Kevin died of a heart attack. See, now there she goes. A heart attack. See, this is the thing. People die of heart attacks that are perfectly healthy. She's not talking about that. Maybe he was prone. Maybe it was his genetics. Kevin was a cancer survivor, and cancer treatments have been known to weaken the heart. Didn't you look something up that said something? Yeah, what was that?
Wasn't it like stage 3 or 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma that he had?
I don't know, but you looked up something where it talked about the cancer.
Yeah. So any type of cancer survival, whether it's chemotherapy or radiation, will damage the heart. And it's unfortunate because he had it when he was very young, and they don't know the long-term effects for a lot of people. So especially being predisposed to heart problems, having a medical history that could have affected his heart, and seeing how fast it happened, I wouldn't be surprised
just like that.
if it was some type of aortic dissection or something where like his heart valve actually broke off.
It might have,
because from what we know, is Red Bull ain't going to do that to you, for one. Two, he only drank them when he was alive, which was
I'm not splitting hairs on that.
I know, that's ridiculous.
Let me finish. Just stop right there.
Sorry.
So basically what she is saying, she's calling Kevin a hypocrite. So he harped on people with health issues, including those who didn't work out. Kevin died of a heart attack. So what she is saying is that Kevin didn't work out. Kevin died of a heart attack, yet he harped on people with health issues. No, he didn't harp on people with health issues. He harped on people who didn't work out, because not working out ultimately leads to health issues. There are people who are perfectly healthy who have heart attacks. They get it happens. And for her to indirectly imply that his heart attack was somehow tied to the fact that he wasn't in shape, that is somehow hypocritical to the other people, again, done in bad faith. Yet here we are, talking about someone who possessed all of those things who has also died alone. If I'm not mistaken, you listened to the 911 call. I'll never listen to it. Yeah. He had someone there with him, didn't he?
Yeah, she did an admirable job trying to save his life. And I mean, honestly, if I ever met her, I'd shake her hand, because she's the kind of person I would want around if I had a medical emergency. She knew what to do. She did it the best she could. There's just nothing, And to say that he was alone, he wasn't alone. So what are you guys talking about?
This
if
is
he
all
alone. He would have been found 5 days later.
Exactly. This is just all talk. Kevin Samuel, she continues, had a lot of hollow arguments. He was an example of right message, wrong messenger. Wait a minute. If he had the right message, how are his arguments hollow? Okay, here's something else. He was example of the right message, wrong messenger. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin Samuels really sort of co-opted a lot of Tommy Sotomayor's talking points, right? And what's everybody's knock on Tommy? He's too hot-headed, he engages with trolls, and listen, Tommy's definitely rough around the edges. He's a lot like me. We're both very hot-blooded. I was raised essentially by a single mother. That's why I have trouble containing my emotions sometimes. Tommy was all over the place, but his message was on point, okay?
Yeah.
They said the same thing about Tommy. He's got the right message, wrong messenger. Here comes Kevin Samuels, an older gentleman, well put together, well-spoken, attractive, educated, articulate. He put his ideas together. And a lot of people like to say, well, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. No, it's that you say it. Black women are allergic to the truth. They didn't like Tommy's message, so Kevin took over for Tommy. Kevin's now dead. Now they're talking about right message, wrong messenger. Well, if it was the right message, then where are the hollow arguments?
Yeah.
Stupid bitch. He preached perfection to his followers when he was far from perfection. Devin, did Kevin ever tell people they had to be perfect?
Hell no.
But this right here is a microcosm of the mentality of the American black woman. Listen very closely. It is so foreign for black women to be fit, feminine, and friendly that when somebody actually tells them to be fit, feminine, and friendly, that is so far out of the realm of their mindset, they think of that as perfection. What? I can't be perfect. Think about that. He preached perfection to his followers. Kevin never said to anyone, you got to be perfect. No. Yet, in a black woman's eyes, if someone tells you need to be fit, feminine, and friendly, that is so far out of the realm of what they would ever think to do that, as far as they're concerned, that's perfection. The fact of the matter is that everything is made up. We made up the rules and parameters for dating. Marriage is made up. Our beauty standards are made up. Our beauty standards are made up. Nobody had to tell me that women with large breasts and small waists were attractive. That's all there is to it. We get to decide what is high value to us and what is not. No, you don't. What she is... See, here's the thing. You cannot rebel against Mother Nature. Our culture today is designed to try to reprogram you of your natural instincts. Beauty at any size, they try to cram down our throats. No, there's no such thing as beauty. Well, what about Ashley Graham? Ashley Graham is an abject disaster. Okay? Overweight women are not attractive. Women with attitudes are not attractive. We've been saying this for nobody had to tell us this, guys. This is Mother Nature. We don't decide what's high value and what's not. Our biological hard drive does. So basically, it's like I said, it's a bunch of conjecture. There you see Melissa Alvarez. So what's your overall what are your overall thoughts on this particular article here by Miss Alvarez?
I really wanted to contact this author.
And do what?
And just be like, you can't even get his age right. Like, how are you gonna write 1,500 words of just garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really disturbing to me. Because she's talking out of both sides of her mouth, and it's very confusing for people who aren't familiar with Kevin Samuels to actually say, is he worth looking up? Is this worth finding out more about? And the truth is, it could really help a lot of people, but articles like this are just going to, dismiss him, and I think that his work is too important for that.
Here's the deal, and I'll end it with this before we open up the phone lines. Sisters, black women, y'all are fucking doomed. There's no hope for y'all, man. And, I say this knowing that I have a black mother and 2 black sisters. Okay? I've had conversations about that. Jason Whitlock on his show says, you know what? I sometimes have, there's some contention between me and my mother because I don't buy into the whole black queen and the black woman is God. No, the black woman is not God. The black woman is just human. The black one is not a deity. Neither is the black man. Giving a woman the title of queen without a king, it's ridiculous. Black women are fucking doomed. Black women are the most overweight. They have the highest percentage of being married out of wedlock and all that other kind of stuff. Now, before you ignorant ass niggas and ain't shit bitches call my show talking about, well, white girls do it too. Listen, I agree with you. White girls do it too. White girls commit paternity fraud more. There are more white girls on welfare than black women. Let's see. More white girls are overweight than black women, right? White girls get up to more fuckery than black women. Abso-fucking-lutely. But here's where the math doesn't add up. The percentage is what's off. Okay? As far as being overweight, a higher percentage of black women are overweight to other races of women. Black women represent the highest percentage of people on welfare. Black women represent the highest percentage of women who are unmarried and will never be married. 1 in 4 black women is married, and it's probably a liberal number. Black women are fucking doomed. And a lot of people have sort of tried to bestow this, hey, Donovan, you got to be the next Kevin Samuels. And no. I am not capable, nor am I interested. And a lot of people tried to dog Kevin for not bringing me along. He didn't make me a part of his Fab Four. No. Kevin and I, we're on the same team. We play in 2 different divisions, man. Kevin is the NFC. I'm the AFC. Okay, Kevin's allegiance was to Lamar Hunt. My allegiance was to George Hallis. Okay, we're both pro man. We're both playing in the NFL. Kevin is pro black community. I am not. Okay, Kevin was raised and shaped and molded by the black community. I was not. I was simply born black. I wasn't raised in the hood. I wasn't raised around black people. I was raised around people of all races on military bases. The black community has not done anything for me, so I don't feel indebted to the black community. Kevin Samuels did, because that's literally where he came from. Kevin is pro-marriage. I am staunchly against marriage. This is why Kevin didn't bring me along, because even though we were like-minded individuals, we didn't have the same goals. My goal is to help men to become the very best versions of themselves. Kevin's goal was to uplift and revive a once thriving black community. I'm not interested in anything Kevin was doing other than helping men to become the very best versions of themselves. So at the end of the day, black women are fucking doomed. If you agree, give me a call. If you disagree, definitely give me a call. So Dev, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
We're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to open up the phone lines, guys, and I want to get your opinion. I want to get your opinion on anything that we discussed. Rebel Wilson, Kyrie Irving, Honey Boo Boo, mostly Kevin Samuels. Okay. And I'd be very, very, very interested to know and to find out what people think about this.
All right,
so we are opening up the phone lines right now.
Understanding women and increasing your dating success starts with Donovan Sharp's massive collection of award-winning books and courses. Get off to a fast start and jumpstart your masculine renaissance with the 49 Laws of Sharp. The 49 Laws of Sharp is the perfect quick start guide for any man new to this community looking for the answers that keep them up at night after a bad experience with a woman. So many men ask themselves, why did she cheat? How could I not see this coming? Why did I miss the signs? And how can I avoid this in the future? The 49 Laws of Sharp will answer these questions and many more. This will give you a rock-solid foundation upon which to build, develop, and cultivate your newfound identity, and put you miles ahead of your competition. Most men have never had access to this valuable information, let alone understand and apply it. But the 49 Laws of Sharp will give you an unfair advantage over men and women. This treasure trove of valuable knowledge is available in audio, video, ebook, and paperback. Next, supplement your newly acquired foundational knowledge, supercharge your dating life with Donovan's 25-hour course, How to Master the Game. How to Master the Game will teach you the ins and outs of the player life, overcoming approach anxiety, identifying women who you want to approach, text game, first date principles and logistics, avoiding the friend zone, and so much more will be covered extensively. Also included are the bonus podcasts that will cover how to dress, Tinder game, and much more. Put simply, How to Master the Game will turn you into a stone-cold assassin with the ladies. Available in video and audio format. If you're not the kind of guy who wants to live the bachelor life, or you've had your fill of the player life and are looking for something a little more fulfilling, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up is a must. Donovan's 5-part, 7-hour audio course will show you step-by-step how to find, cultivate, and sustain a solid, healthy relationship. Everything from selecting the right woman, to coaching and correction, to what to do between the sheets. How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up will guide you through the entire process of building the kind of woman you want and need. The strategies and techniques in this course are exactly what Donovan does in his own relationship to this day. and he is living proof that women can be beneficial to men provided they have the right instruction. And finally, the ultimate weapon all men are looking for in terms of being able to read and understand women, Donovan Sharp's revolutionary, one-of-a-kind course that has been called the cheat code, womanese. Womanese is the first and only course of its kind that gives men the raw and honest truth about what women really mean when they communicate verbally. Womanese translates female communication with shocking accuracy and has changed the dating lives and relationships of men the world over. So many men have avoided disaster because of the preciseness and sheer volume of material in this course, which contains over 600 translations. How cool would it be to be able to see through a woman's BS and act accordingly right then and there, rather than getting blindsided when it's too late? What would it be like to have the ability to read a woman like a book based only on what she says? These abilities will be at your disposal with womanese. Women won't be able to lie to you, cheat on you, deceive you, or take advantage of you. The time and money you'll save pays for the course almost immediately. Womanese is available in video, audio, ebook, and paperback format, and can be purchased one volume at a time or all at once. Men in his community often state that the best investment a man can make is in himself. Donovan's extensive educational materials will take your life to the next level. And the only place you can get this life-changing knowledge is tsracademy.com. Link in description.
I'm about solutions. You need to get in shape, you gotta get your money on point, you gotta understand female nature, which means inevitably you're gonna have to learn game.
When a man understands women, it's like an automatic switch in our mind that says, okay, I know he has X, Y, and Z personality trait, and that's important.
You can deal with discontent constructively, and that's what I will always tell guys to do. Be creative, be productive. How do guys find their purpose? Go in one direction and keep going.
You sit there and you wallow in your own goddamn self-pity. It doesn't help you one little bit.
Every man in here has the potential to be great, but you guys can do things in your own lives. If your life sucks, make it unsuck.
Donovan Sharp is like Sylvester Stallone assembling the red pill expendables. Everybody you could think of from the manosphere who you would ever want to learn from in person is going to be in the same place at the same time on the same bill in Miami, May 19th through the 22nd. Meet them, talk to them, learn from them. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Welcome back to TSR Live. I appreciate everyone who has super chatted and who has contributed at this point in time. The phone lines are open. 516-387-1987, 516-387-1987. Let me read these super chats. Jay Bodie, who's been a member for 17 months, says, Donovan is definitely spitting the truth. I greatly appreciate that. Slambright, with the $5 super chat, says, black women got one thing right, but not in the way they think. They did not deserve Kevin when he was here. Definitely don't deserve him now. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. 516-387-1987, 516-387-1987. That is the number to call. You can talk about whatever. You can talk about. So the question of the day, I guess the main question I am going to ask is it over for black women? Can black women recover? Can black women recover and actually be viable dating candidates for black men again? 516-387-1987. Let us go to Apollo in Pittsburgh. Apollo in Pittsburgh, you're on Live with Donovan. Is it over for black men, yes or no? Or black women, rather. Apollo, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I sure can, yes, sir. So go ahead. Is it over for black women, Apollo, yes or no?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it can not be over for black women if they were to take accountability, if they were to, get out of their own way and actually listen when somebody is giving them constructive criticism instead of just, instantly biting back. So I don't think it's over, but until that happens, it is over.
What do you think, and we've asked this question so many times, Apollo, because you're a black man, you date black women. What would it take for black women to become attractive to black, because you're a high-value black guy, right? You're a high-value man. What would it take for black women to become more attractive to someone like you for long-term dating options, I suppose?
Like the one thing is definitely not having that masculine attitude that a lot of them have, that, I can do all by myself. I don't need a man. I can be feminine to the right man. If they can get past that, that would be at least a starting point, to begin to date them.
Okay, very good. Apollo in Pittsburgh, was there anything else that you wanted to add? Anything else that you wanted to comment about in terms of any of the other topics, or was that all you had?
Just on that, the article, the last thing that you talked about, it's, a shame that, article like that'll be put out for people to read and will take it at face value instead. Like you said, first off, starting with getting his age wrong. Jesus. Second, talking about, he's twice divorced and why would I listen to him? But like I put in the Sharp Stream, but those same women will run to Steve Harvey, who's been twice divorced.
Twice divorced. Wow. And, you know what, Apollo? That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And that's just, the shame of it all, that they want to, tear down a guy that was only trying to help. And I've asked you listen to a show. I saw the snippets of what he had to say, and I didn't like it. It's like, were you paying attention to the whole show? I saw what I needed to see.
There
Instead
you go.
of, actually watching the whole show, listening to the entire message, they just took the snippets they didn't like and ran with that and, are going to continue to bash him instead of taking it in and saying, hey, maybe this can help me get better.
Listen, man, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Apollo, thank you very, very much for calling in and making the contribution, man. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Donovan.
That is Apollo in Pittsburgh, a longtime contributor and friend of mine. Let's go to Jay Blaze in Maine. Jay Blaze in Maine, you're on Live with Donovan. Is it over for black women, yes or no?
So I was listening to Pearl Davis's one of her new videos on conservative beliefs, and she made an excellent point that you need to remove welfare, and because you need to bring back accountability for them. So if you have Noit Roba and welfare, there's no accountability. They can do whatever they want, and they'll still be taken care of.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. If you take away, and I'm of the mind, Jay Blaze, that the welfare system it's almost like a scourge in the black community, because it almost takes away one's motivation. If you know you're going to get something for free, whether you work or not, you're going to choose not to work. Am I right?
Yeah, slavery didn't even break the black family, but welfare and handouts broke them.
Ooh, I like that. Let me ask you one more question before I get you out of here. What do you think it is going to take? What do you think it's going to take for African American women to become attractive to African American men of value?
It's going to be like right now. It's 70% are raised by single mothers, so they're not going to get much respect. Like, be taught the respect it takes to respect the black man. I don't know. You'd have to bring fathers back, but you got to give the black woman a reason to have the black fathers back.
Okay.
Which that's not happening with the state of things and our laws.
Jay Blaze in Maine, I appreciate you calling in. Oh, sorry. I let him go too early. Sorry about that, Jay Blaze in Maine. The lines are jam-packed, guys, so let's try to... Listen, I want you guys to get your thoughts in, but the lines are jam-packed, so try to be considerate of the callers here. Let's go to Ron in Chicago. So, Ron in Chicago, is it over for black women, yes or no?
Yeah, it's been over.
Oh, okay.
It was over. It was over in... I'm 40. You and I are the same age.
Okay.
I'm 44. I'll be 45 in a couple of months.
Okay.
I remember reading multiple books with Shahrazad Ali.
Yeah, Shahrazad Ali.
And if black women, and be very clear, I date black women, etc. I love black women.
Okay.
However, after what I have witnessed over the passing of KS, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in black people. I'm from Chicago, born and raised, went to college here, Southsider, violence, all that nonsense.
Right.
I have never been more disappointed. I've never seen this type of vitriol toward a man. Can you imagine if black men in mass did this to a black woman?
Oh my God!
Can you imagine?
Oh my God!
Let me say this real quick. So to answer your question, long and short, yes, I think that they're done. I remember, and you tell me if you remember this, about 3.5 years ago, and I've been following KS since he was doing the videos with the ugly picture in his background.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I'm over six-figure male, educated, all that crap.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of glasses, etc. The moment KS let it slip, what kind of glasses he was wearing. I have over 7 pairs. I have over 7 pairs of them now.
Wow.
So I want you to understand where I am with that. So I understand it, but let me ask you if you remember this. I remember about 3.5 years ago, Kevin said on a live, he said, I was asked if I would ever get into talking about women and dating.
Okay.
He said this, and he said, I told that person no, because when I do, it's going to open up Pandora's box, and people aren't ready for that. Wow. And let me tell you something. It was right after that, I think about a month later, you started seeing him drift out of the fragrance footwear and frame and eyewear into that market, right? And you started seeing his subscribers tick up, and I'm like, damn, Fam is on to something. And I actually called into you guys on one of your shows. This was a while ago.
Okay.
And I said, Fam is on. He's on to something. And he started really gaining popularity, not just after he was talking to guys and letting guys know,
right?
Listen, man, you guys aren't on shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Etc. You're not on shit. See, the difference between men and women is, again, we talk about this all the time, is we think more logically, whereas women always think emotionally.
Right.
So logic is the utmost last thing they understand. And so with guys, we understand, because logically we understand, hey, you need to make more money. Hey, you dress like shit. Hey, your attitude is shit.
Right.
Hey, your own bullshit, right? We understand this because, why do we understand this? Because I ran track in college, I played football in high school. This is competition.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, well, man, I can't let this cat that's next to me even get me half a step in the 100-meter.
Right.
So what do I have to do? I need to work on my block. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you get me half a step, that means you get me half a step in the block.
Of course, absolutely.
So we look at this as competition. Women look at this as disrespect. And this is why black women will never recover after them showing their asses, their fat, nasty asses.
Oops.
After this, I know guys right now that, listen, I know a lot of women. That doesn't mean I'm knocking them or anything like that.
Sure, I hear you. But
I know I'm not on social media. I don't do that shit. I've been off social media for 5 years, bro. It's not my bag, right?
Right.
So I know women that have personally rejoiced over this.
It's incredible.
And I told them flat out, it's amazing that you're rejoicing when you're 300 pounds.
Right. Right.
And then I get attacked. But see, you can't attack me, beloved, because see, I'm in the gym. See, I have 10% body fat. You understand?
Yep.
I'm a fly motherfucker. So you can't shoot that shot at me, because I'm gonna give it to you back and say, I see. Now you see why 82% of you all are overweight and nobody's fucking with you.
So let me get So let me get you out of here on this. So in your opinion, it's over for black women. Is there anything that black women can do that can win back the affections of high-value black men? And with that, I'm gonna let him go on that because I think that was a good mic drop. That was an awesome mic drop. Ron in Chicago, I greatly appreciate it. Let's go to Javi. Let us go to Javi in Indianapolis. Javi in Indianapolis, you are on live with Donovan. Is it over for black women? Yes or no?
Hey Donovan, can you hear me?
I sure can.
All right. It's a wrap, my nigga. It's a wrap. I'm coming to you. I'm on your Patreon. I'm coming to you from that black manosphere side.
Okay.
Deep in the trenches.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you now, and I'm younger, so I'm really active on social media, TikTok, Twitter, the whole nine. You're about like almost 30 years or 20. You're older than you. Old enough to be my parent.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's done, dog. I can tell you for most of the younger guys, when Kevin was around, the guys that I think were on that like track to corporate and kind of going on up.
Yeah.
They were already kind of headed out.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they were kind of 50-50. Some of them were still kind of going off what I call the reservation, if you get my drift.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
And others were kind of like, you know, they were kind of standing around the block.
Right.
I think with this Kevin thing, I'm going to be real. Maybe not the guys that are my age bracket, but I know who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lot of younger dudes, especially on TikTok. I'm talking like dudes in high school, dudes in college. And you see these chicks over here tap dancing on this nigga's grave. It's some weird ass shit.
Crazy, man.
So I'm going to tell you this now. I think, is it done for them today? Nah, they living. They straight, man. They'll go to Red Lobster with their homegirl. You know, take a plate to go home and eat that. You know.
Well, let me ask you this, Javi. Wait, hold on. Let me ask you this, Javi. Is it over? Or when I ask, is it over for black women? Is it over for black women in the sexual marketplace? Because again,
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Yeah. It's
done. Okay. No, I was just gonna say, and I'll say this to hop off. They're not, black women were not brought here to be black men's wives. That's it. If people are really confused about this family dynamic, they were bred. That's it. And these women want to be white. That's fine. At the end of the day, they don't like Kevin because they want to be white women. I'm not saying that there's no knock on any white women. Saying they don't like their station in the U.S. And they're very insufferable about it. And all this little BS I see about Kevin, at the end of the day, man, they're mad that this wasn't Tommy Sotomayor. They're mad this is a fresh, well-spoken, LinkedIn level, high-value dude who was telling them, yeah, shorty, get the fucking line and get the fuck out. So at the end of the day, it's not going to stop Kevin. The message is out. The kids see it. I'm telling you, it's not done today, but I tell you, 5-10 years from now,
it's over.
You're going to see it. I'm telling you, man, you're going to see it. They're going to be struggling. So
Javi in Indianapolis, I appreciate the call. 516-387-1997. The phone lines are jam-packed. Please try to use brevity, guys. Try to be brief. I want to get to everybody. Jay Body with the $50 super chat says, I'm being censored by YouTube but the Yaya sisterhood is upset with the fact that every other race of woman is doing marginally better in almost every aspect. The quote queens are their own bartenders serving up to themselves. Constant failure. Drink up. Wow. Dude. Whew, wow. DJ Berserk with the $10 super chat says, I am ready to watch black women fail. They showed their butts with this. They don't have that smoke for Asians that beat them or anyone else. Grab your popcorn, boys. Hashtag BW Failing 2022 and beyond. Joseph Asbury with the $25 super chat says, doomed. Just today and many other days, homeless black women are brazenly walking into businesses begging for money. Today, a 70-year-old black woman came in asking customers for cash. Late boomers, Gen Xers hitting the wall and on the streets. Wow, I did not know it was that bad out here in these streets. Let's go to Vega in Detroit. Vega in Detroit, you're on live with Donovan. Is it over for black women on the sexual marketplace, yes or no?
You know what, Donovan, I want to say yes.
Okay.
I will say that, but you know, I really don't know really what to say, man. I am appalled and disgusted I cannot cuss on here because I just want.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go in. Go in.
Okay, this is some fuck shit, bro. Like these hoes is crazy.
Man.
I cannot believe that they would disrespect Kevin Samuels. How the fuck you gonna dance on somebody's grave like this and think you gonna live forever, bitch? Have some fucking respect. Like, seriously, this is ridiculous. I don't know at this point what the fuck, who wants to deal with that type of bullshit. So unless they can, and like Minister Jap said, I watched this show not too long ago, he was talking about women, typically black women, don't want to change until it's fucking too late. Something drastic has to fucking happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So until that day comes, it's a wrap. It's a done fucking deal. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this type of shit is the shit that you need to avoid. Do not fuck with no type of women, especially no black women, with that bonnet, dry ass hair hat wearing ass bullshit, and expect some different shit. It's the same old shit. Like my man's told me, I told y'all, everybody. KS's message is already out there.
Yep.
They ain't shit they can do to stop it. It's gonna be going on, and I would encourage everybody to continue to live by that and know that what he was trying to tell us was exactly what the fuck they're doing right now. The same bitches that he was talking to is the same bitches that's acting crazy. So avoid that shit at all fucking costs. Seriously.
Vega, thank you very, very much for the strong opinion. Yeah, according to Vega, it is all over for the black women. Ice Dragon Kid on the YouTube side says respect and black women don't go hand in hand. That's the interesting thing, and I've discussed this before. Like I've discussed the fact. How can I put this? I've discussed the fact, actually Coach Greg Adams did. He says, and I agree with him, black women are not raised to have any respect for black men. They're just not. They're not raised to have respect for black men. And so when a black man dies, I mean, what do we expect them to just, do we expect them to be, sad about that? Remember when the Instagram OnlyFans model offed her black boyfriend? I had people calling me up telling me that they didn't care. Why should we expect any different? Let's go to Hassan in New York. Hassan in New York, you're on Live at Donovan. Is it over for black women on the dating market? Yes or no?
Absolutely yes.
Okay.
They are like minute rice. They're done. Son.
Oh, wow.
They're done.
Okay.
I just saw the reaction. I just saw the reaction of how they talked about this man, and particularly Vivica A. Fox got me kind of hot.
Oh my God,
she got me hot.
Yeah, man.
And when she started talking, I'm like, the first thing I see, say, "Oh well." Somebody, you watch some videos? Oh, I'll be watching these videos. And I said, and this is why black women are at the place they chose to be at. Now, do I think that can change? I wish it would, but I know as a person who's maybe older than you, and the last couple of calls, I'm 55, and I haven't seen no change. I've seen it getting worse and worse and worse, and they don't care. They don't have no empathy, and straight up, they don't give a fuck how a black man feels. They don't care.
Is there any?
And they're the same one who complain.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But they don't care. They don't care, and black men unfortunately have been catching wise to it now. It's over.
Is there any?
Oh, you want to talk to me? No problem. Marisol got me.
Is
you
there?
Don't like me? No problem. Betsy got me. You want to talk to me? Naomi got me. No problem.
Yep.
Roger got me. It's okay.
Is there anything black women can do in your eyes, Hassan, to win back the affections of high-value black men, or is it going to have to be another couple of generations to sort of for this mentality to almost literally die out?
That's very optimistic to sound, but honestly, until I believe you said in your show, until you recognize there's a problem, you can't fix it.
Yeah, that's
they
exactly
don't think
right.
There's a problem. They think it's okay to be the way they want to be, and if you call them on it, you still having to Kevin Samuels. All he did was tell this one woman who was 300 pounds, 5'5", with 2 kids, talking about she won't get a high value man. Kevin told her straight up, "Yeah, that's not in the cards for you," and she took it personal.
Yeah. Right.
Just like all the women took it personal.
Hassan, thank you very much for calling in, man. I appreciate it as always. Let us go to Tyrell in Buffalo. Tyrell in Buffalo, is it over? Is it over for black women on the sexual market, in the sexual marketplace? Yes or no?
Donovan, I want to say yes, because I want to, first of all, I want to say rest in peace to Kevin Samuels.
Absolutely.
And I've seen a lot of stuff on social media. It's time to put respect on this man's name.
Okay.
Okay. I was one of the Henrys, that he was speaking about. I'm an accountant. I'm starting my career off of earning money. And the reason why I woke up to Kevin Samuels, because the term modern women he was saying and pointing out certain women and how they act and how they talk, he was educating us men of what to look for and what to look out for.
Okay.
Basically, out of all the evidence and all the videos, these women don't get it.
No. No,
okay,
they clearly
don't get it. And I will put the percentage at 85% to, the other percent, because the majority of women think like the women that he was speaking to.
Right.
Okay. And you've seen it on social media. It was like when America won World War II. Everybody was, all these women was celebrating, and it made me sick, Donovan.
It's crazy.
Like I'm trying to calm down, because when I heard of his passing, I was really upset.
Yeah.
And to see that stuff on the media, social media, I had to take a step back. I didn't log on Facebook. I didn't log on any social media platform.
It was that bad, huh?
Days.
Wow.
Because I was the stuff I was seeing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna point this out. The reason why I say it's over, I remember, when I called your show a few months ago, when Kevin was talking to the lady and she was married, and she was trying to ask Kevin, my ex was a high value man, even though she was married to another man. She was trying to ask Kevin, how can I get him back?
Oh,
and
my
Kevin
God.
had to stop her.
What?
Remember that? I think it was titled on your show with Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, she was married. Yeah, listen. Yeah, dude, I actually haven't broke that down yet. I haven't broke that down yet, but yeah, I will. But
right.
good.
And she had the nerve to call back. I remember the day before his last show, she called him back, and he asked her, "Okay, what happened?" The guy really got mad, which is, if I was her husband, I would really be pissed.
Hell yeah.
She was like, she apologized, and he took her back. And I'm like, and Kevin tried to ask her a few more questions, and she started dodging and reflecting. The one thing that guys should see, and we're going to look at his videos again, Kevin was pointing out the term modern women. The modern women, which is the women that you say is over, is pretty much over, and I think it will take around 2 to 3 generations for it to die out.
Man,
it's got to the point where they're reinforced by the media and the music, and probably their own single mother households, their own relatives that's probably living in a single mother household. This is like all these reinforcements. They automatically have an assumption for the black man, so they're basically killing themselves off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good look.
The thing, right? And the thing about it is, like, to me, I'm trying to look for women that was wife ready. After 15 years in the market, after 15 years in the market, I'm telling guys right now, it's pretty much done. I will search out into other markets, get a passport, travel.
There you go.
There's more black women in other countries.
Yes.
And, they're feminine, and, I've seen a few that they're fit, feminine, and friendly. They might speak another language, but hey, man, that'd be you go to school and learn another, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you'll be happy.
Absolutely. Tyrell in Buffalo, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I need you guys. Listen, I want to hear everybody, but the lines are jam-packed. Let's try to. I'll give you guys some space, but try to keep it short. Please try to keep it short. It's very, very difficult. Let me read a couple super chats. Joseph Asbury with the $50 super chat. This is a good one. He said the disrespect was the coup de grace for black women. As for me, 6 figures plus retired, wheels up, leaving the United States for Asia soon. I am DONNE. Triple down on your purpose, black men. Long live Kevin Samuels. Hell to the yes. Wow, very, very nice. Monkey Business with the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. He says, as a cancer survivor, the treatment and medications Kevin went through likely weakened his heart and shortened his lifespan. However, he made his mark on history and reached lots of people. R.I.P. Kevin, until we meet again. Very, very well said, man. I think that's probably what happened. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that he was a cancer survivor. And because he was a cancer survivor, that weakened his heart. I mean, 53 years old, and he had it when he was really, really young, which does not bode well. Which does not bode well for him. But hey, just like you said, man, he was around long enough to make a mark. On the world, man. So I'm very, 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 very happy that he was able to live long enough to at least see some return on his investment. Let's go to Hunter in Staten Island. Hunter in Staten Island, you're on live with Donovan. Is it over for black women on the dating market? Yes or no?
What's up, Donovan? Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
And I would say yes. I would say yes, and from my experience with I've dealt with a few, well, I would say a lot, majority of my relationships, but I would say I'm done too. Misogyny.
Okay.
And I would like to add that I've seen today on Facebook.
Oh no, here we go.
Video. Not on Facebook. Sorry, on YouTube. It was a video of these angry, bitter women saying, they're glad that he's dead, and the next ones is fresh and fit. Tommy, and they even said accountability queen. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Mm-hmm.
She make sure. Yeah, so and it's just very disgusting.
It's incredible
how these people are celebrating. It's just very nasty. It's just very, very disgusting.
Let me ask you.
That's it. I'd just like to keep it short.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Hunter in Staten Island. I would just like to know what. I just don't know what would possess anyone to celebrate in anyone's death. Again, black women are the only group of people. They're the only group of people who actively celebrate in the demise of persons in their own race. It's incredible. I will never understand it. Let's go to Lamarck in Houston. Lamarck in Houston, you're on live with Donovan. Is it over for black women on the dating market here, at least in America? Yes or no?
Hello, can you hear me?
I sure can.
First off, respect to Kevin Samuels and the legacy that he left behind.
Absolutely.
I believe that it is over for black women. Seeing the outrage and these women celebrating a black man, a man of your own race.
Yes.
Dying. No one shot him. He died of a cardiac arrest.
Yes.
And when I saw that, for me, who dates black women, I was just sickened by it. I didn't know what to say, and I had people calling me, asking my opinion. I didn't want to talk about it because I was upset.
Right.
By just that notion that black women were celebrating this when all this man did was, try to help you.
Right.
Did he give it to you in a soft? Did he give it to you in a soft manner? No, because he understood that black people in general are hard-headed as fuck.
Yep.
Hard-headed as fuck.
Yep.
And he's gonna give it to you straight raw. He started off with the men, but then he went to the women. And all he wanted was for black people to get their act together. But this notion here, it's no coming back from it.
No.
There is no coming back from it.
No.
So it's like, for all you eligible bashers out there, black men, it may be time for us to just go ahead and just pack up whatever else we had left with black women until they understand, just go ahead and go to the other markets, because I got myself in shape.
Yep.
And I'm getting looked at from women from ages, 18 to 40 plus.
Real talk.
And I'm 32. and I'm 32. So you get your act together, I promise you, the women from other races will gladly bring you in. That's all I got to say.
Lamarck in Houston dropping the mic. Yeah, listen, man. Lamarck is 100% right. And listen, and I've talked about this before. The reason why black women get all up in arms when they see a black man dating a non-black woman is because we can date outside of our race. We can date outside of our race on the regular. Black women cannot date out like black men. And you want to know something? It has very little to do with race itself. It has very, very little to do with race itself. The reason why black women can't date out like black men do is because most black women are not feminine, they're not fit, and they're not friendly. If you're feminine, fit, and friendly, the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. It's absolutely incredible. It just, again, the fact, I still can't believe that I'm sitting here talking about the fact that there are women openly rejoicing the death of a black man. I will never, ever, ever understand that. Haitian Hammer with the $10 super chat says, I'm from the Caribbean. The only place I see black men are not being valued is in the U.S. by black women. Guys, you deserve better. Go somewhere else to find better mates. Black women here are venoms. Wow. Holy shit, man. Strong words. Very, very, very strong words there from Haitian Hammer. I wonder if he's talking about women in Haiti. Who knows? Let's go to Nick in New Jersey. Nick in New Jersey, is it over for black women on the dating market here in the United States? Yes or no?
Yo, what's going on, Donovan? Nick Penn, how you doing, man?
Hey, Nick, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I didn't even realize that it was you. I was like, wait a minute, Nick in New Jersey. Oh, that's right. I know Nick Penn. I got this guy's number in my phone.
Yeah, man. It was like we was in the Cherry Mall just yesterday, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I had to call on this one, man. Like, such a good question, Donovan. Is it over for black women? I'm going to say, for, sex and short-term relationships, it's not over.
Okay.
For the women who are fit, feminine, and cooperative, it's not over. But, for smashing, of course. But my thing is, like, definitely for the women who keep making the same mistakes, it's definitely going to be over for.
Okay.
And really the only coaches that these women have that they can trust are the men in their life, right? Their family, right? Brother, uncle, something like that. Or a person like Kevin Samuels, right?
Okay.
Or I guess a married woman. But my thing is, who's going to fill Kevin Samuels' shoes?
Oh,
because it seems like the message can only be absorbed in a certain form. And this is what I got from, every night seeing women come up on Kevin Samuels' show and speak to him. So that's the form, obviously, that they can perceive. But anybody that comes after him is going to be seems like a cheap knockoff to me. Yeah. Or somebody who's like a Kevin Samuels replica. So I'm looking at it like, who are the coaches now? Like, where are they going to get this advice from? And that's what's so amazing about Kevin. And I don't think people understand the type of burden that he actually went through to get this message out there. Like, who really wants to do it? And especially guys who could do it right now, right? Let's say you are fly, you're his similar age.
Right, and why would you want to?
Women.
Why would you want to?
Yeah, why would you want to do it now?
It's incredible.
Like, you see how it was perceived. Like, you see how they took it, right? So now who's going to want to step up after seeing this? I think they would have had a better chance if, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know who's going to fill this guy's shoes and what he did.
Oh, boy.
I think the best thing that they can do, I'm gonna leave it off from this, Donovan. The best thing they can do is get in shape.
Yeah,
get in shape.
That's it.
If I was giving advice, I would say get in shape, and learn to identify the men that you can actually listen to.
Yeah.
Like, learn to identify these men that are high value that Kevin was talking about. And this, too. Here's another thing.
Okay.
They're going to have to accept the fact that they're going to need to share high-value men.
Woo-hoo! I know you didn't just go there, Nick.
Oh, yeah, I want him all to myself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're going to have to just accept the fact that you're going to have to share. That's going to be my advice. But All right, Donovan. Thank you so much for taking my call, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nick Penn checking in from New Jersey. So when Nick Penn passes away, sounds to me like they're probably going to be dancing on his grave. It is amazing to me. It is amazing to me that black women exalt the men who blow sunshine up their ass and give them advice that is clearly ineffective. Yet the one brother that gave him tough love, the one brother that actually gave them actionable advice, they wanted to push back on him. So much so that they're actually rejoicing in his death. It is still absolutely surreal to me. It is surreal to me that I'm talking about someone rejoicing in someone's death. It's just it blows me away. I'm almost speechless about it. Let us go to John in New York. John in New York, you're on live with Donovan. Is it over for black women on the dating market? Yes or no?
It is absolutely over. First off, I'm sorry you lost your friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I know that sucks. But yeah, it's over. I'll try to be concise.
Okay.
Number one, black women, and you're into sports, they're identical to their behavior. It's identical to a kid who can't be coached.
Okay.
It's identical.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
The coach tells every other kid the same thing, but when he says, you got to run laps, you got to do push-ups, your shot isn't good enough, the kid cries, and I hate the coach, and blah, blah, blah. Same thing is happening right now. But that's not the reason that they're going to lose. The reason that they're going to lose is because, first of all women are losing when it comes to marriage. It's going down, birth rate's going down. But the reason black women will lose first is because they're the only group that doesn't realize they're in a competition for their men.
Right. Wow. Right? There you go, man. There it is.
If you have experience with women of all races, what you realize when you are a man of value is that they are actively competing for you. And as a person who sells courses on it, you start to read the signs of it.
Yes.
And black women don't put out those same signs because they don't realize they're competing. And here's the problem, which is this is the death knell. Structurally, the black community does not engineer success.
Woo! Wow.
Individual families, individual areas, right?
Yep.
Do, but not structurally as a whole. So what does this result in? Black men find their success despite the community that surrounds them.
Wow.
So this loyalty that black women think they're entitled to, successful black men have the opposite.
That's right.
Because the person who held them up might have come from outside of their culture, even if they're black. Right? It's a black woman who doesn't come from the same place. So those black female individuals, the very, very, very few, they'll be fine like they've always been fine because they'll stand out so much. But we're talking about as a group, it's a bad look. As a group, it's not good signs because of the aforementioned reasons. They don't realize that the community is not the reason. And the last thing I'll say is this, and I know this might not be popular with some people because we put this emphasis on super masculine alpha males.
Right.
But the truth is, when you talk about successful men, they're not all alpha males.
Right.
When you talk about a game programmer, a video editor, a software engineer, these guys are just dudes. And if you, as a black woman, are telling me, oh, well, because he's not masculine enough, you're willing to take the L and let that 6 figures go to another group, you're lying.
Unbelievable. I've said this before, too. I've said this many, many times. And thanks for the call, John. John made a very good point. I actually talked about this when I spoke about my mother and then Gloria James. And I've said this many, many, many times before. Black men do not succeed because of their mothers. They don't succeed because of the black community. Black men succeed in spite of the black community. Okay? Black men succeed in spite of the black community. All right? LeBron James is not successful because of Gloria James. He is successful in spite of Gloria James. I'm not successful because of my mother. I am successful in spite of her. Okay? Listen, I love my mother to death. And I'll never listen. Who knows? She appears to have done her level best to be as selfish as she possibly could. But what a lot of people, well, Kevin Samuels actually pointed this out. Black women are selfish. A lot of times, a black woman's retirement plan is her children. Even my mom. This is so funny. I already know. I've got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Okay, I've got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. We all know that my mom, she's not going to have enough to retire on when she's retirement age, and she's pretty close to that right now. We already know which one of us is going to have to put her up, who's going to have to bring her into their home when she doesn't have anywhere else to go. And I'll give you a clue. It ain't me. I'll tell you that right now. Love my mother to death. Love her to death. But no. Now, if I'm an only child, then yeah, I mean, at that point I wouldn't have a choice. Thankfully, I have other siblings who are a little less jaded towards my mom than I am. But my mom is like, dude, she's the typical black woman in that way. Dude, her kids are her retirement plan. Her kids are her retirement. She probably already, I can promise you, my mother already knows. My mother, everybody in the family knows the sibling she is going to live with. We all know it. And because we know she's not going to have enough to retire on. This is how it is. We were her retirement plan. Well, guess what? Not me. I'm not having it. I am not having it. I don't give a damn. Lewis Davis, welcome to Chat Privileges. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's see. David Pierce with the $10 super chat says, R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. The Old Testament is full of examples where people didn't want to listen to a prophet because he told them to cut out bad behavior. We know the kind of disasters that followed. Yeah, exactly. Think Sodom and Gomorrah. Greenlight Print with the $10 super chat says, black women can win black men back if they first embrace average men and reset. High value men are watching, and if they pass that, then they will consider, as Kevin died as a pop culture icon. Very, very well said. Lewis Davis with the $20 super chat. I appreciate that very much. He became a member and then super chatted. I appreciate that very, very much. Blackbeard Slim, $10 super chat says, I expected women to act this way, but I'm really disappointed by all the gumps looking for peace leave points. Yeah, listen, I'm not surprised black women are rejoicing in his death. And it's interesting, as shocking as it is, even though I knew this would be the reaction, it's almost like they have outperformed the vitriol that I even fantasized. I thought, okay, wow, black women, they're going to have a field day with this. It's even worse than this. It's even worse than I had ever even imagined. The L Factor with the $2 super chat says black women have the lowest sexual market value. Yep. Absolutely. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let us go to Randy. In Brooklyn. Randy in Brooklyn. Is it over for black women in terms of their dating prospects? Yes or no?
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
It's been over since the 90s.
Oh, wow. So it's been over for a while.
It's all about the shouting is over.
Okay.
They had the same attitude. And it's like this. You know what they say about looks? The better you look, the more attitude you can put up with.
Yeah.
They don't look that good, and the attitude's gotten worse. And it's like generational. You'll have little girls. Where I live, we got little girls walking up on you that you don't even know, telling you they want money.
Oh my God!
What somebody said earlier about what these women be going in the restaurants, they go in the restaurants and try to hit you up for food.
Jesus!
So they try to order food and someone like, "Can you help me out?" I'm like, "What the hell?"
Like, I don't know you.
Yeah, and these are the same people crying about independence.
So why do you say that it's been over for black women since the 90s? That's very interesting.
When I was a kid, it was like you got that same reaction. And you know what I got noticed? I got noticed by them when someone else who was not black noticed me. Now they want to talk. Now they want to flirt. Now they want to be with you.
Right.
I'm like, if by the time you do that, I'm already looking at her. I don't want to look at you.
Randy in Brooklyn, I appreciate the call. Listen, Randy, he said it's been over since the 90s. I mean, I guess Randy is a little bit older, but I guess it's been over for a while, man. It's just insane. It's It's incredible. Let's keep the party going. Let's go to Anel in Brooklyn. Anel in Brooklyn, thanks for calling the show, man. Is it over for black women in the sexual marketplace? Yes or no?
Yes, it is. However, first of all, hi, Donovan, and rest in peace to Kevin.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, but I say it is over for 80% of black women. I've always been of the mindset that 70 to 80% of black women are not marriageable. And let me emphasize this, because most of the behaviors that you saw online have been by those 70 to 80% of black women. Now, the reason why things will never change is because I've been listening to everybody coming on your panel, and no one's mentioned this. One of the biggest enablers in the black community is the black church.
Ooh,
the black church does not correct black women, and you have a lot of these quote-unquote, because a lot of these relationship therapists and, premarital counselors and all that, they always like to say, oh, Kevin's not qualified to teach what he teaches. But then when you look at them, some of them were one of the main people talking negatively about him, wishing death on him. And I'm like, hold on, so I'm supposed to take advice from you when you're out here slandering the man's name, and you have a certificate in the profession that you're teaching, and all those relationship counselors, they don't really care about black men. When they care about the relationship, they care about the views of the black woman. The man, you do not matter. You're just in the relationship along for the ride. It's her relationship, and you're there to fulfill her needs. It's a selfish behavior, and it's not going to change unless someone calls it out.
Let me ask you this, Anel, before I let you go. What is going to happen? What has to happen? What has to happen to get black men and black women together? Like, I mean, does it all have to go to hell? Like, what's got to happen?
I don't think anything can happen. And something else that I want to point out too that you mentioned, all these divestor channels, you see these struggle streamers, and I'm going to call out names, Cynthia G and Nyla, all those idiots. You got those divestor streamers, and they think white men are going to come to them. They're not going to come because they saw your behaviors.
Exactly.
They don't want none of that shit. So they're going to stay there. They're going to continue to be Big Shirley. They're going to continue to eat too much honey buns. And you're going to have those pandering losers, those Hotep guys. They're going to sit there, pandering for pussy and not call them out either. It's going to be a continuous cycle of fuckery.
Unbelievable. Anel, thank you very, very much for calling, man. You brought the pain this time. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right. Anel in Brooklyn bringing the pain. Let's go to Mike. Mike in Germany. Mike, you're stationed in Germany. I'm assuming that you are in the military. If you are in the military, thank you for your service, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Donovan. Can you hear me?
I sure can. Hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, just being in the service, I would say I see it both ways as far as if black women are done. So the children that they create, they are like the hardest ones to deal with in terms of training. Like the black soldiers that I've had to train and everything are the most difficult, whether it's male or female, and they don't take that criticism. So what I'm saying is where ignorance is in the favor of it not turning the tide for, I guess, for the betterment of the community, it's because they don't see any other environment as far as, it's like, it's not just hood all the time.
Right.
And then what's going to be out of the favor of black women is more and more channels like yours. Like you and I are about the same age, so it's like Urkel and Carlton. That was always a thing that was negative for black males that had some wit about them, or basically intelligence was shunned upon.
Yes.
So like more and more people like you having channels like this, they're waking up. And I'll just leave it like this with this last one that I would say was the pinnacle thing that Kevin Samuel changed. I think I was listening to Rollo Tomasi stream, and Kevin Sabo came on, and he basically said, like, now he kind of sees the plight of black men. So the fact that this is now a global thing, and they are seeing this on a global scale, the behavior of how we're treated. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to take up your time. Thank you for... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Thanks for the call, Mike. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for your service, my friend.
Yep. Thank you.
Listen, Mike is right. And you know, it's funny. Kevin Savo actually... So he mentioned this on Rollo Tomasi's show. He mentioned this on Rollo Tomasi's show. But then he called me up and he's like, look, dude, he's like, I understand now. Like, he said, I'm not black. I'm a white guy. And no, he actually called in. He called in during the tribute, and he was like, dude, like, I get it. I understand now what black men go through, at least on some level. He'll never know, and that's not his fault. I'm not going to sit there and assign blame or anything. But it's interesting. He says, I now understand what black men go through, how they are treated. Wait a minute. How they are treated in terms of by our women. He understands. Dude, he told me. He says, look, man, I understand now why, a lot of black men date outside their race, because of the way Kevin is being treated and remembered, and he was one of the good guys. It's like, and again, Coach Greg Adams said this, the black community is allergic to the truth. The black community is, the kryptonite of the black community is the truth. If you tell the truth, you're going to get ostracized, and it's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame. Let us go to, let me see who we've got next. Very, very, very good callers. Let's see. Let's go to Darnell in Phoenix. Darnell in Phoenix, you are on live with Donovan. Is it over? Is it over for black women on the dating market? Yes or no?
Mr. Sharp, thank you for having me again. I called in last week on Friday, and we got disconnected.
Oh, yes, I remember you.
On Friday.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Station at Fort Lewis, right?
Oh, yes, that's right. Fort Lewis, Washington. That's right, brother.
Yes, sir. So I'll go ahead and answer your question now. So, no, I don't believe it's over for black women, but they have to make a choice.
Right.
Okay. They have to make a choice. And the reason I say that is, you remember when I told you last week I told you I bought my 2004 Mustang. I'm spending money like water. I'm always broke and this and that. Well, I read a book, I read Total Money Makeover.
Okay.
And basically it's written by Dave Ramsey.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I had a spending problem. Okay. And in that book, it tells you have to look in the mirror and you have to take responsibility for your actions.
Right.
You have to take responsibility. And if black women can do that, if they can look at themselves in the mirror and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? And take responsibility, then it's not over for them. Like I said, I had a spending problem.
Okay.
I don't anymore, but I did, and I was able to change.
Right, and the reason you were able to change is because you actually entertained the idea that, you know what, maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe I'm fucking up. Maybe I'm doing too much.
Pretty much. And like I said, black women, they have to do the same. They have to do the same thing. Like I said, the world is definitely not their oyster. I had called into a black woman's podcast a couple months ago.
Uh-oh.
And they were talking about, they were talking about Tommy Sotomayor.
Oh, Jesus.
He got into a fight on Fresh and Fit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
When he was a guest on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And, I mean, he was, Tommy Sotomayor, and, he's black.
I mean, listen, man.
All this other stuff, right?
Yeah, listen. Me and Tommy, we got a lot in common, man. We have more in common than we don't, for sure.
Hey, that's understandable,
sure.
But I was just gonna say, these black women were talking about, okay, well, he's degrading black women, this and that, and they were asking their listeners, should black women, not have any more black babies, like a strike, I guess, on creating black babies.
Oh my God.
I called in and I told him, I was like, well, if you're unhappy with black guys, just go with a white guy.
Right. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Listen, here's the problem, Darnell. They can't. Dude, this whole black women divester community, it's all cap. It's all cap. And the thing is this, and I've said this for as long as I can remember, and thanks for the call, Darnell. The only reason why there is a divester community in the first place is because that's a cry for help. If black women could date out like we could, they would just do it. They wouldn't tell us, they would just do it. But there aren't a bunch of articles talking about the epidemic of black women divesting, the epidemic of black women dating non-black men. No, it's quite the opposite. There are articles, YouTube videos, all this other kind of stuff. Dude, black men ain't shit because they're dating Becky's, Marisol's, Mylene, and Jamila's. Because we're the ones who date out. We're the ones who date out, not them. Period. I appreciate the call, Darnell. Let us go to DJ in Arizona. DJ in Arizona, you're on Live with Donovan. Is it over for black women on the dating market, yes or no?
Hey, Donovan?
I sure can.
Hell yeah. It's done.
Okay.
Single fork in it. It's over with. Hang on 1 second here. All right. The reason why I said it's over with is because I just see the poor choices that black women are making. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that they tend to breed with the lowest value men.
Yep.
And then when shit don't work in their favor, then all of a sudden, all black men ain't shit.
Right.
And it's funny because the fact that it's like it's even the guys that blue collars, making decent money, they include them with the thug ass niggas, excuse my language, the thug ass dudes who doing dirty. Or,
right.
At the end of the day, just I'm going off of my own experience of what I see just within my own family.
Right.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because they are choosing poor men to breed with.
Right.
Which is going to be the reason why that it's pretty much it's going to be over with. We already seen it kind of right now. We see it right now anyway. And
right.
I think that's where it comes to the divide between upper class and lower class. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And what's going to happen, because I see within myself that, watching Kevin Samuels, watching you, Fresh and Fit, so for a long time I didn't know what I was worth, and then I watched you guys, and then I realized that, damn, I'm high value. Like, shit.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know that, you know what I mean? 6'3", black man, shit, I'm not six figures. I'm about high five figures. You know what I mean?
Right.
And shit, and white women and Hispanic women love me, and I don't get that same treatment from my sisters, unfortunately. And the reason why I said it's over with is just again they're going to continue to make poor choices, even when they know the choices that they are making are wrong. Or you can even Kevin Samuels exposes. It's pretty much, I think he was the last line of defense for black women.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes. That was it. He was their last hope, man.
Yeah, man. Because even when they would call in and say, Kevin, I agree 1,000% everything that you're doing, everything you're saying, and all this, Kevin would continue to probe, ask questions, and he would notice that they don't 1,000% agree to his philosophy and his message. So
always listen. There was always a caveat, right? Well, I agree with you totally, but
yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. No, even when and he would continue to probe, ask certain questions, and all of a sudden there we go, right there. And what it is that I just think is that women, modern women in general, especially in the West, they're hardwired in these form of conditions. And I think modern women in the U.S. is just, they're done, period. It's going to start with, we're going to begin with black women, and then it's going to work its way on up.
Let me ask you this: what can be done if you were to advise black women everywhere, American black women everywhere? They come to you and they say, "Hey, look, man, we want to know how to attract men like you. What is it going to take? What do we have to do? What do we have to do to win you guys back?"
That's a good question.
Is there a way? Is there hope, or what?
It honestly, it goes back to one of the brothers was saying, man. It's going to take about 2 or 3 generations until they can value what men can provide. It's going to take, I hate to say it, it's going to take World War III until they realize how important we really are.
Unfortunately,
hey,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're saying that it's going to be an act of God. It's going to have to be an act of God.
Oh, absolutely. But it's like, again, it goes back to other brothers and stuff. I know for a fact, like, we go overseas, man. Women overseas love us, love black men specifically. Dude, like my buddy, we both had contracts out in the Philippines and stuff. This dude never came back. Well, he got 2 wives and a family.
God damn, 2 wives, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, pretty much. He got family and everything. And you know what? No problems at all, man. And so I see what we can actually get overseas compared to what the women out in the West is displaying or giving to us, or showing us, and it honestly ain't shit. It ain't shit. It's not worth it. And I hate to say it, dude. I think like even Kevin Samuels tried. He tried his best, man, and to a point where I even think these women getting them a heart. They was the cause of the heart attack. I hate.
Listen, man.
Yeah, man. Just saying, bro. Because the reason why I say that is because of the fact that. I see how the women treat me how women treat me and my family, in my family. I raise our number of women. However, it just seems like they don't respect the men in our family. Right. And we're good men. And it's all the women. It's all my sisters, my cousins are the ones that make important choices, having children out of wedlock.
Oh, dude, it's all the time.
You know what I mean?
It's all the time,
dude. Bro, it's ridiculous, man. So that's the reason why just off my own family alone, and I'm seeing a pattern with the black women in the West, dude. It's a done deal, man. I hate to say it, it's sad, but believe it or not, Kevin Samuel was their last line of defense to get the message from a person that can communicate in a way that they can understand.
DJ,
yeah, that's it, man.
All right, well, DJ, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for the insight. Let us go. Let me see here. Let me see. Let us go. I think. Hold on a second. I lost my place. I apologize here, guys. Let's go to. Give me a second. Let's go to Ronnie in Pennsylvania. Ronnie in Pennsylvania, you're on Live with Donovan. Is it over? Is it over for American black women in the West on the dating market? Yes or no?
Oh, is this me?
Yes, sir. This you, Ronnie. Go on. You got it, bro.
Oh, it's good. I'm going to say, is it over? Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
It's been over for a while because first of all, we have a country that has financed. I mean, listen, we can go into the political aspects of it, but we've had a country pretty much that's financed this type of attitude and behavior for decades. And until that stops, you're still going to have some, well, actually probably most, that are going to feel they're not compelled to be submissive,
right,
they're feminine or friendly at the end of the day. And again, as you said, these women have been acclimated and conditioned to not respect black men. And even the ones that are respectable, they do everything in their power to pick out what they aren't doing as opposed to everything that they're doing. So, you know what? The way I look at it is, just like the previous caller said before, we have a lot more choices, and we're actually a lot more sought after men than popular culture wants to admit.
That's right.
And
that's exactly
the thing
right.
is, they have a problem with that. They have a problem with that because the truth is, see, they're hypocrites, though. These black women are hypocrites, because guarantee you, if they were able to date out, believe me, they'd be doing it.
Of course.
And they would do it with glee, and they would be telling us, oh, you guys are just jealous. And if you want to have to date more black women, then you guys need to change your ways. But guess what? That, you know just as well as I do, that wouldn't be true.
Nope.
They'd be like, no matter what we do, it'll never be good enough. It'll never be good enough. Because the reality is, and some other people have said this before, in our culture, first of all, these women were not our women from the time we got here on the plantation.
Nope, they were not.
So that slave culture has been perpetuated, not even just from slavery, but from generation to generation. Hell, you can go far as even, the older generation, the boomer generation, and on back. That mentality has been perpetuated. So some people are just, it's like we don't want to let go of that.
Right.
It's like we just have to hold on to this whole narrative that, well, because of everything we went through from slavery. Well, listen, that's why they say knowing's half the battle. If you know that, why don't you do anything to change it? Why do you continue to prove your inferiority to the same people you say put you in a oppressed position? Now that you realize that, okay, well, guess what? We got psychologically duped. Because not to give him any credit, but I'll give him credit where credit's due. Even though, he's a panderer to black women. Dr. Umar Johnson has said that he had given a lecture at one of his, yeah, I know. Believe me, I don't ride with a lot of stuff he said, and he's very hypocritical. This is a guy who has two single mothers, who's got two baby mamas, but we won't get into that. But basically, he had said he had given a lecture, and he showed a picture of some black people that were slaves. None of them were in chains. And the people in his class said, those aren't slaves. He said, yes, they are. And he said, well, how come they're not in chains? He said, because their minds are already owned.
Ooh.
And that was a very poignant thing that he said, and it's very true, is that the physical scars will never last as long. The physical scars, it's the same way when they want to talk about domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yes, the violence hurts, but it's not the physical scars, it's the emotional scars, the psychological scars that last a long time. Those are things, that's why you got to go to a therapist. Those things have to be worked out. And that's the problem, is that the reality is, and BGS has said this before, it's the myth of white womanhood. The same women that they claim that you don't like are the same women that you're jealous of and trying to be.
There you go.
That's the reason why a lot of them will attach themselves to these feminist movements and everything else. And let's be real, white women don't care about them. They've only been using them for these decades in order to help perpetuate their movement.
There you go.
Look, the CIA funded Gloria Steinem. Okay.
Yep.
To perpetuate feminism.
That's right.
And then she sat there and then she what did she do? She recruited some of these black women into this, which in reality there's no such thing as black patriarchy in this country. There never has been.
Nope. Never has been. That's right.
You cannot have a systematic patriarchal society unless you have power. Black men have, by and large, haven't owned anything of significance, have not written one law in this country's history, and don't control anything. So how in the world can you say that group of people, they have power over us? Yeah, no, we don't have no power for you. Matter of fact, this overall society has deliberately funded and given you a false sense of power through legislation. You want to talk about a simp? Joe Biden is one of the biggest, probably the biggest simp in government history. Okay, he's the one who came up with the Violence Against Women Act. He's the one with the 1994 crime bill.
That's right.
Which decimated black families.
That's right.
And all this other stuff. And because of his first agenda of his tokenism and symbolic, I got the first black woman, first LGBT, the first purple people eater, the first this, the first that. That's nothing but a smoke screen.
Yep.
Those people don't have any power. They're nothing but tokens. And people say, well, that's offensive. No, it's not offensive. It's the damn truth. Because those people can be replaced interchangeable just like your underwear.
That's right.
So give me the break about trying to say those people mean anything. They don't mean nothing. That shows you how much disdain and disrespect they have for the black community. But see, the thing is, I'm 50.
Okay.
So we're Gen Xers. And
we're the same age.
So at the end of the day, our generation and younger aren't buying and smoking anymore. That died out with the boomers. That's the reason why he keeps on pandering to the boomers. But they're a graying population, and they're ultimately not going to be able to stay in power with them. And part of the reason why we have such a decadent country now is because you got a lot of those old boomers and late silent generation, which is the pre-boomers, basically.
Right.
That are staying in Congress, milking the system, and destroying it for the future.
That's right.
Look, we're worried about giving billions of dollars to other countries, okay, and we're willing to bring them in here, but you don't see them giving any money over there to Africa. I wonder why. Well, yes, but here, let's just sign off to give $40 billion to this country, and then bring maybe, a couple 100,000 potential white supremacist people over here.
Okay.
So, how are you? These people are paying attention to the wrong things, man. But at the end of the day, just to cut it short, yeah, they're doomed. Not saying all of them, obviously. You can't say all of anything.
Sure.
But as a collective, yes, they're doomed.
Absolutely.
There's going to have to be a lot of them are going to have to die out. There's going to have to be some significant consequences. And, of course, there's still going to be some say, well, the reason the black community fell apart is because black men didn't stay on the plantation.
Shit.
It's the same way we're voting for the Democrats. They want to leak. Look, you know that leak. Well, I'm not going to say it because I don't know how YouTube's politics are. I know they're
right.
Come on, that leak was done on purpose.
Of course,
it was done on purpose because they want to get people to get excited about. Oh yeah, because that's not going to help nothing. Because even if they pass a law, the Supreme Court can still turn around and still knock it down and say, well, look, it's unconstitutional. So all they want to do is they're trying to save themselves.
Yeah.
And because guess what? They need to take money from you. And at the end of the day, they're trying to the government is forcing men to finance their own subjugation. That's what they've been doing for decades. Because we're the ones that pay the majority of the tax money.
That's right.
We're the ones that pay. So at the end of the day, they're stealing the money from you and giving it to them. That's the reason why you have people like Tommy that would by and large call the government black women's white daddy, the government. Because that's in essence who they are. They're giving them the money. And that Joe Biden is the biggest white daddy there's ever been. One of the biggest ones.
Ronnie in Pennsylvania always coming with the fire. Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to have to clip that. That was nothing but absolute facts. I have some fantastic news. Breaking news. Not really breaking news, but I have some fantastic news I'm going to tell you guys after I read these super chats. William DX with the $5 super chat says, makes you think, are or were Middle Eastern countries ever wrong for controlling their women? Very good question. Black Sam, $5, says it's going to take a time machine for you 304s to be 21 again and have no kids. Blue Collar Henry, $5, says we have enough crazy home wreckers in the melanoma deficit community. We don't need any more. Thank you. Wow. Darius Horton says Kevin was number 3 in the batting order. He hit a ground rule double to get us home and stole third base to set up the win. I love the baseball analogy. Very nice. I like that. Jay Body with another $50 super chat. He said, I tried calling in, but I had to run. Donovan, keep pumping that knowledge. RIP to Mr. Samuels. The proof as to why black women are done is how they publicly slandered a man who lost his life. I haven't seen any other race of women do this. I'm trying to tell you, man. I've never seen any other race of women do this. Jackson Doss, $20, says, keep on dropping the knowledge, brother. Appreciate that. Blue Collar Henry, welcome to chat privileges. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's go to Timjin in New York City. Timjin in New York City, you are on live with Donovan. Is it over for black women on the dating market? Yes or no?
Hey, Donovan, what's up? First of all, I want to say thank you for having me again, and condolences to you, Kevin Samuels, and his family.
Thank you.
Everyone.
I appreciate that.
And I'll be honest, it really has devastated me throughout the whole week. And
yeah, man,
I was like in shock. Like when I first saw your upcoming schedule for the live stream dedicated to him.
Yeah,
I almost dropped my phone. It felt the same way when my friends told me Kobe passed.
Jeez, yeah.
But to answer your question and get into to this. I'm going to quote this from the WWE slogan in their opening intro, then, now, forever, together.
Okay.
Yes, they are doomed.
Okay. All right.
And the thing is, that just to see the fact that they just celebrated a man who went out of his way. He didn't even have to. He went out of his way to help them and tell them, look, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And when he puts them at task, it's like when you talk to like a psychologist or a counselor that is no nonsense and will just pretty much put you at like put you on accountability for your own
your
own mistakes,
right?
What's going on with you? It's the same thing. And like most of these like people in that community, black women especially, they just don't want to because they don't care. And it's like the old saying goes: if you don't know, they don't care.
That's right.
And one thing's for certain is that character is destiny. So if you're going to end up seeing some very inappropriate things after his passing, not just his passing, but anyone's passing, what does that say about you as a person?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And that's what I say. And it's even worse. I know it's a little bit of a side topic, but it's even fucked up that Tom Likas had the nerve to say something bad about Kevin Samuels. Saying, oh, he took my material. I said, what?
Jesus.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, come on, man.
So it's just appalling to me, man. And it's just as long as they're very masculine and always aggressive and confrontational, just for no reason at all.
Yep. Then
it's going to continue to be doomed from the start. And I'm not saying that all of them are. Most of them got their shit together. There's some that even thank Kevin in the comments saying that,
yeah, of course.
Hey, I worked things out with my ex-husband, and we're married and we're happy. No thanks to you.
Right.
And when I see those comments, it makes me feel like it's a short win for The Godfather, and it brings me happiness. Because, like you, Donovan, I'm half black. I'm half Hispanic and black, and I grew up in neighborhoods where, black girls didn't even look at me. They didn't look down at me.
All right.
Saying that I'm like, oh, I think like a white guy.
Of course.
And they never call me powder. Remember that movie from '95? Yeah.
Jesus, wow, that's way back in the day.
Exactly, and not to mention, they look at me. They always want to find some excuse to absolve me of any existence, and it comes from within. And as long as they're able to project the insecurities on the world, then they're never going to take accountability. Accountability and the truth is the one thing they're allergic to, and as long as they're like that, it's going to be problems no matter what. And black men are going to start to think, you know what? Why am I bothering with this?
Yeah.
And then they wonder why all the sisters get mad when all the black men, especially the high value ones, look other racist. And I'm like, why are you mad? You're the one that chased them out.
Yeah.
It's like
it's their own fault, man.
Come on, man.
It's their own fault. Temjin, thanks for the thoughts, man. I appreciate it. So this is some big news here. I just heard from Amr Mitwali. He's the guy that owns and runs MGTOW.tv and Manosphere.tv. He has managed to clone Kevin Samuels' channel. He says, I've cloned 815 of 830 videos Kevin had, so we pretty much have all his videos. I'll try to manually clone the few missed. So there you go. So for those who are openly petitioning for Kevin Samuels' channel to be taken down off of YouTube, fear not. His the archive will be forever in the annals of the internet. To be honest with you, I don't know that you could ever wipe out all of his content. But YouTube is where he really made the biggest impact. So even if they were to take his YouTube channel down today, all of Kevin's videos, his entire archive, has been mirrored on MGTOW.tv. So shout out to those guys. Ben Barrera with the $10 super chat. I appreciate that very much. Octavius Baker, $5, says Pastor Bryant out here clout chasing on Kevin too. I don't know who Pastor Bryant is. DJ Beefit, $5, says raise your hand if you still go to Kevin's channel hoping he'll go live. Yeah, right. Exactly. Trucino says YouTube is not being taken down. It's still making money for them. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So fear not. Kevin's archive is not going anywhere. Let us go to Average Man Unplugged in Ohio. Average Man Unplugged. Is it over for black women? Yes or no?
Hey, how you doing, Donovan? Can you hear me okay?
I'm doing very well. I can hear you just fine, my friend. Go ahead.
All right. So, yeah, my answer to your question is, yeah, it's over, man. O-V. It is over.
O-V-E-R. Okay.
It's over. And here's my thing. It was somebody who was mentioning like earlier when you first came on about the guy that passed away trying to save a sister. Like, there's ain't no women talking about that because they so busy rejoicing in Kevin Samuels' death. Ain't that crazy?
That is unbelievable, man. A man died saving a woman, but that we buried the lead there, right? They're just too busy rejoicing in Kevin's death.
So
it's unbelievable.
Is that right? So my thing is, if you got so much hate for him, you should be rejoicing. You should be treating this man like a hero. But ain't none of y'all talking about this guy.
Unbelievable, man.
And I'm thinking to myself, all Kevin Samuels was trying to do, and all he was trying to do was help build the black community's net worth, because we have no net worth, and you can't build net worth without family, and you can't build community without family. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all he was really trying to do. And then you got Derek Jackson popping up again, trying to defend black women who over here hurting in their feelings. Yeah, I know. I know, man.
Hey, listen, I'm not knocking Derek's hustle, though, man. I mean, look, Derek sees an opportunity. Derek's gonna do what Derek does, I guess.
Yeah, and you know, I'm like, at the end of the day, these women are just allergic to accountability, man.
Yes,
I'll keep it a buck with you. I've
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Wow. Okay. We maxed it out once again. Man, I think, dude, the lines were jammed. I think I fielded 25 calls. We had another 40 left. Listen, thanks for calling in, guys. Thank you guys very, very much for calling in. Like I said, man, it really, really is. It's black women as a collective. They have sealed their own fate. They have sealed their fate. Black women as a collective are showing the world why the best and brightest and highest value black men are dating outside of their race. This is why guys like me, and guys, I figured this out a long time ago. Fortunately for me, you know, the way I look and the way I talk, that automatically disqualifies me for a relationship with a black woman long time ago. And I'm certainly not going to lose any sleep. I'm not losing any sleep over that. But black women as a collective, they are showing the world. They are showing the world why American black men have chosen to seek greener pastures with other races of women. A man who actually tried to help them has passed away, and because he hurt their little feelings by telling them the truth, they are rejoicing in his death. It's just, and just like Kevin Savo said when he called me up, he's like, man, I get it. He saw what was going on Twitter. He saw what was going on. What's been going on with the celebrations. He saw it, and he's like, dude, I understand now. It is absolutely incredible. What I'm going to have to do is so we're going to do TSR live at 5, but what I'm going to have to do is, it's too late to do my triple header dating show breakdown. I'm going to have to start doing those before I go live at 5. I don't know, maybe I'll do them at 3:30. Maybe I'll do my dating show breakdowns before I come on to the air, because I mean, when we get into conversations like this, I mean, we've been on the air for almost 3 hours. It's just too late to do my triple header dating show breakdowns. So if you want to be notified when the dating show breakdowns are happening, all you got to do is download the SharpStream app. Okay, make sure you enable push notifications. This way you never ever miss watching my live dating show breakdowns for free. You don't have to. The app is free. Everything is free. Okay. If you want to watch all my premium content for free, just download the SharpStream app. You'll be notified every time I go live. If you want access to the entire archive, you can either become a Patreon member or you can become a SharpStream member. Patreon is for people who want the archive of the dating show breakdowns plus the podcast versions of my show. SharpStream is more geared toward people who strictly just want to be able to watch live and to be able to get access to the archives of the dating show breakdowns. So be sure to get your hands on that. Go to sharpstream.com or just search Sharpstream. It's available for Apple. It is available for Apple or Android. Wow, what a show! What a show! That is going to do it for this, the 853rd edition of TSR Live. I thank you guys very, very much for calling in. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.